Classic. I'm only gonna do this once.
Oh my God, Dr. Umar weighs in and Bart's lawyer done jumped off the porch. Woo-wee.
Classic!
Let's get into it, chat. It's the Classic Codes. Welcome.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time? For real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. Classic! You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't call? Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Put that on my soul. Oh no. They ain't hungry no more when it's time to eat crow. Or farming, I'm enhancing my glow. Ain't gon' argue with you about what I know. Photo album, all I'm seeing is ghosts. Had to remodel from pillar to post. Said what I said, I ain't come here to argue. You said congratulations, should've said sorry. Got it, now you won't be part of the party. Your access denied, I'm sorry, not sorry. When I needed air, niggas wouldn't afford it. Now they pulling up and thinking we solid. Now I'm on the phone talking $1 million topics. Up early, Zoom call out to Abu Dhabi. Don't answer my phone if it's gonna be about gossip. I don't really care, everybody got problems. That's why I be sharing my woes, letting y'all know it's okay, you can come up from the bottom. Whoa. Scraping, scratching, clawing. Before I start running, I started with crawling. Before I got balance, I started with falling. Started with broke before I ever was balling. Started with hope before ever reward. They ain't show up till I became important. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages I'm on getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing?
The Classic Codes disclaimer. This live stream is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. All statements made are alleged, opinion-based, and part of a public discussion. We are content creators reacting to publicly available information, not journalists or legal professionals. Nothing stated should be interpreted as factual claims or assertions of wrongdoing. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to the Classic Codes.
Classic. 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 I'm only gonna do this once.
It's hard as hell trying to prove yourself to the world when you gotta try to prove yourself to your own circle. My energy low, trying to find a way to reel it back. Reasons to lose, probably hide them where my feelings at. Raising the bar, no I don't know where no ceilings at. You see my locations, it was somewhere I was really at. No embellishments, my life is really lovely. I wear a lot of hats, I do a lot of juggling. Been broke, won't forget the feeling of it. Why you think I go so hard, running up the budget? Yeah, why you think I go so hard, doing what I'm loving? I'm black and I'm bougie, I need everything luxury. 4 stars or better, I ain't making no exceptions. Work hard for my money, need the fruits of my blessings. Like I ain't doing no balcony unless that thing is tinted. Like I ain't riding passenger unless the whip is tinted. Protect me with your life like I'm a member of the Senate. I get it, we worth more dead or in prison. I get it, this ain't no damn country, it's a business. They all want you dead when you black and you terrific. Yeah, find me for a flood, cause I cannot stop this dripping. Share the keys to victory, but some of y'all don't listen. Racist in their feelings, like somebody gon' feel them. We should build a time machine and put a pistol to the pilgrims. I'm celebrating Nat Turner on Columbus Day. I'm going back to Africa, classic Boomaye. When I arrived inside this jungle, they said Mumble Bay. I'm a lion here to inspire lions to live their greatness. I'm the diamond here to inspire shining and underrated. Know your worth, know all your value. Suckers will underpay you. Take a stand, make your demands, respect you though they hate you. Build your team from ground up and they can never break you. Read your paperwork twice and they can never rape you. Long story short, you on the road to your breakthrough. Talk to these folk, man. Long story short, you on your road to your breakthrough. Long story short, you on the road to your breakthrough. Making music full time, I used to work for cable. You would've thought my brother was Kane, I used to act unable. I'ma grind until I die, till my family's stable. A lot of horses in my engine like I got a stable. I'm the one that screamed out classic, turned it to a staple. Now I'm 2 seconds away from signing to a label. Yeah, after that, it's my own label. Classic League is the entertainment. What you hate more, working hard or living basic? I got my mind on like 7 acres. The car I drive gon' be a freaking spaceship. A drop top that I can cruise the lake with. Boy, you grind like you refuse to make it. The squad you ride with, you really naked. You pick your beats like you refuse to make hits. Some of these DJs refuse to play hits. Key components if you really want it. Gotta show consistency so they can see you on it. Stack them tracks back to back like you living homeless. Grind like your life depended on it. I gave the grind my life depending on it. All my chips on the table, I got nothing left. Rapping first thing in the morning, flow hot as morning breath. Trying to turn the corner, it feel like it ain't no corners left. Boy, it's more to life than praying twice and waiting on your death. Speak about it, think about it, wonder why it's on your step. Universal laws, that's exactly how you manifest. Manifestation gon' be the reason why my family set. Some days I think I'm trash, some days I'm where my Grammy at. Snatch it away from the presenter, ain't no one hand me that. Who I wanna think, I'm pointing where my family at. I mean every word.
It ain't even about being a real dude or a fake dude or a person. I'm me.
Classic. Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes, and I got a great live show for y'all. What up, chat 333 weighing in early. Hold on, let me make sure it ain't no members. Oh, we got members in the building. JDL, new member. Shout out to JDL for copping the membership. Yes, Classic. Lord. Go check that members only live stream out from yesterday if you have the opportunity to do so. Make your membership worthwhile. AJ said that's fire at Classic. Yeah, that song is called Breakthrough. That one that was just playing, that's called Breakthrough. Yes, Lord, that will be a part of the catalog that we upload on the members only subscription at the Classic Code. Yeah. We got them squirming, chat. We got them squirming. So Bart's lawyer has jumped off the porch. And Dr. Umar Ifatunde done weighed in on the Nolan Wells case, man. Yes, sir. So we got plenty to get to, and we're going to get right to it. Make sure you knock out all the free stuff for me while you're here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and most importantly, share, man. Share it to your favorite social media platform. Give everybody an opportunity to form an opinion on whether or not they want to be over here at the Classic Codes, man.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like and subscribe button while you're here. Classic really appreciates it.
All right, so let's get into the first one. We're going to start off with Bart's lawyer, and then we'll get into Dr. Umar second. Let me see. Joanne said, pretty smile. I appreciate it. Thank you. AJ said, I'm good. How are you in too deep? Okay, the chat getting acquainted. You know, it's community over here. We got the members in the building. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So let me get straight into it. Pull up this interview for y'all. I know y'all are ready. The disclaimer has been played, so we're going to have a conversation. This is Bart's lawyer. Remember when, Damn It Bart, the infamous Damn It Bart came out on the CETO call, you know, crystal clear on all versions. Damn It Bart was crystal clear on all versions, and it made a lot of people tie a lot of different things to Bart's name. And so this lawyer here then jumped off the porch and started sending out letters and posting lists of content creators and all this, that, and the third. So let's hear what this gentleman, Mr. Latino, has to say, and we'll go from there. Let's move.
Before we go broad, let's go narrow. Is there anything new in terms of your client and your pursuits?
Well, I mean, look, we're monitoring the things that are being said across social media. I think in the next week, there'll be additional activity around some of the accounts that have sort of driven some of the most, what we believe are egregious narratives around my client. I think the reality is that the internet is fickle. And so at some level, as other people insert themselves or other names come out, the internet has a way of rotating between people. And they're assigning different people culpability based on the day.
So, to review, your client was there that day, was not an intimate, was not part of the group that has been framed as being with, framed meaning pictured with Nolan Wells. He was on the boat. He was heard. He was witnessed assisting his buddies who had a problem with water getting into their boat. They called CETO during that call. There is now a version of the call that seems to depict a chaotic scene happening at the same time as the caller's calm kind of pro forma phone call with CETO, which is an assistance service for boaters, about him taking on water. Your client wound up fixing that problem for them. But first, what has been alleged by these accounts that you are monitoring about the involvement of your client?
Yeah, so let me back up and just clarify. When we say the boat, that could be confusing to some people. I mean, there were hundreds of boats that were out near Horn Island that day, hundreds of people that were out on Horn Island that day celebrating the 4th of July. It's a big holiday weekend. Within a sort of confederacy of friends, there were 3 boats that went out. One of them was piloted by
Interesting use of words for somebody who's representing somebody from Mississippi. He called them a confederacy of friends. Let's look up the definition of confederacy because I have time and I'm in the mood to nitpick. Confederacy. What's up, Miss Washington? I see you just filed in. Let me look up the definition of confederacy. A confederacy is a union or alliance of independent states, groups, or people joined together for a shared purpose or common action. It also specifically refers to Confederate States of America, the group of 11 southern states that succeeded or seceded from the United States and fought the North during the Civil War. For those of you who don't know, those 11 southern states were fighting to keep the slaves. So an interesting use of words. He could have said a group of friends. He could have said an amalgamation of friends. He could have said a myriad of friends. He could have said, you know, a cluster of friends. He could have said a posse of friends. He could have said a conglomerate of friends. No, no, no. The Mississippi lawyer says a confederacy of friends. How American.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
How American, chat. Huh? He calls them a confederacy of friends. Chat, do y'all think that was a coincidence? Who uses a group of friends like that? Y'all ever called y'all group a confederacy? You ever was like, yeah, me and my confederacy finna pull up, chat? That ever happened for y'all? Come on, man. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. And notice he said there was hundreds of people outside. Warren told us there was thousands of people outside.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
I'm just paying attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm just paying attention. Yeah, there was tons of boats and all of that. So yeah, we're gonna let this gentleman continue. But I just thought that was a unique choice of verbiage, given the state, literally.
Near Horn Island that day, hundreds of people that were out on Horn Island that day celebrating the 4th of July. It's a big holiday weekend. Within a sort of confederacy of friends, there were 3 boats that went out. One of them was piloted by my client, who piloted the boat out and then back to his house.
So your client was intimately related to the group. There was 20 to 30 kids, according to Warren, 20 to 30 kids across 3 boats. Your client was one of those 3 boats. Yes, we're listening.
At no point was Nolan Wells, the young man who tragically lost his life on my client's boat.
Right. So at no point, so your job is to protect your client and not necessarily anyone else. And you're saying that if Nolan Wells were to perhaps had lost his life on a boat, it wouldn't have been your client's boat. And if just because he may have perhaps allegedly, potentially lost his life on a boat, it wouldn't have been on your client's boat. But after losing his life, could he have perhaps been transferred to your client's boat? Is it a possibility? We're allowed to ask legally. And since this gentleman is here, sending out threats and ceases and desists and, you know, all type of shit, let's go over the First Amendment, chat. This is Professor Classic here. For those of y'all who don't know Professor Classic, we'll go Inspector in a minute, but right now we're on Professor. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution, ratified on December 15th, 1791, where we were still officially slaves and considered 3/5 of a human, a animal, so to speak. When I say we, you know who we are. Hello. So protects 5 basic freedoms: freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government. 5 basic freedoms: freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government. That is the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Freedom of speech. You can share your thoughts and ideas without the government punishing you, right? Freedom of press. News groups and writers can report facts and critique the government. Freedom of assembly. People can gather safely in public groups and join peaceful protests. Now, we've seen all of these things be persecuted, even though they are a part of the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. So here at the Classic Codes, we will be exercising our First Amendment rights today. My moderators will be exercising their Second Amendment rights with the wrenches in kicking everybody out who talking crazy. But yeah, look at Nolan Wells shining on the screen. Look at that brother, man. Rest in power, King. Look at that brother shining, man. Let's go.
Around 4:30 that afternoon, one of the boats experienced some problems with its bilge pump and started taking on water. One of the individuals on that boat called my client and asked for help. He proceeded to give help, in part by getting on the transom of the boat and helping to remove the plug at the back of the transom of that boat. For people that don't boat, that may not make, that may not be something they understand. But literally, they were just opening up a hole so water would drain out, is the short way of saying this. And then my client got back on the boat that he was piloting and towed the other vessel for a short distance, allowing that water to.
Understand this. Listen to what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what he's saying, because all of it is important. And I told y'all from the beginning, let them talk. Let them talk. Even the lawyers, let them talk. He ain't perfect either. Let's listen to him again. I'm finna point something out to y'all.
Experienced some problems with its bilge pump and started taking on water. One of the individuals on that boat called my client and asked for help. He proceeded to give help, in part by getting on the transom of the boat and helping to remove the plug at the back of the transom.
Slow down. Somebody on the boat called your client and asked him for help, called him on the phone or yelled for him, because your client was one of the 3 boats that went out with 20 to 30 kids, all of whom we need names and questioning for the investigators. Not for me, but the investigators need to talk to all 20 to 30. And what is 20 to 30? Was it 20? Was it 30? Was it 26? How many kids, right? We need everybody. So, in all 3 boats, right? So, your client was called. I don't know if that's by phone or if that's by just yelling, but your client was called to offer assistance to the boat that was taking on water. Let's say perhaps, because we do have a CETO audio call that we are all listening to, right? Let's say perhaps Nolan is on the boat that's having the pump issue, right? Your client jumps onto that boat to help with that pump issue. If Nolan is on that boat, because this ain't no big ass yacht, if he's on that boat harmed or working on trying to survive or whatever the case may be, if he's on there completely healthy, at some point that this puts your client on the boat with Nolan in whatever condition he's in, So going forward, once it's proven, or if it is proven that Nolan was on that boat that your client aided, your client was once upon a time on that boat as well. So he may not be guilty of doing anything to anybody, but I tell you what, once we know that Nolan was on that boat, he's going to have to explain what fucking condition he was in when he went to go help with that pump. We're not going to forget what you just said. I just want this to be clear for Mr. Latino. We ain't going to forget.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
So your client got on the boat to try to help with some mechanical issues and then got back on his boat. So if Nolan was on that boat when he got on there, whatever state he was in, your client gonna have to talk to us about that. So you're gonna have to do your job. Yeah, you're gonna have to do your job. And we gonna make sure you have to do your job too, because we gonna keep foot upon neck.
Oh, nigga, you know what's up. We kept the foul.
That boat, for people that don't boat, that may not make, that may not be something they understand. But literally, they were just opening up a hole so water would drain out, is the short way of saying this. And then my client got back on the boat that he was piloting and towed the other vessel for a short distance, allowing that water to run off.
Okay, so let's put this together. Somebody called Bart for help, somebody called CETO for help, and somebody called Grandpa, because Grandpa called the captain of completely bypassed dispatch and called the captain of CETO and told him, don't go help. So somebody called Bart for help in some capacity, whether it's by phone or by yelling. Somebody called Bart for help. Somebody called CETO for help. Simultaneously, we know the timeline for the CETO call. Simultaneously, while calling CETO for help, Grandpa, who must have already been called first, is on the phone with CETO captain saying, don't go help. But y'all want to tell us to cease and desist and stop asking questions.
What you was gonna do?
What? Huh? Y'all want us to cease and desist and stop asking questions. We listening to you. Let them talk. Wyatt calling Cito. Somebody already called Grandpa because Grandpa on the phone with Cito while Wyatt on the phone with Cito. Grandpa talking to the captain, Wyatt talking to the dispatcher, and somebody already, and Bart already in action trying to help at the same time. All of that ain't adding up. It's sounding like alibi phone call. That's what it sounding like. I'm just saying what it sounded like. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm telling you how it sound. I got good headphones.
What you was gonna do?
So you know, I was insulted. They didn't put me on the list for the cease and desist chat. You know why? Because we know our rights. We know our rights, chat. Let's get to some of these chats before I get too far behind while it's still something I can keep up with. We're going to go super chats guaranteed after this, though. Let me run through a few. What up to my family? What's going on? Let's see. AJ, Miss Washington. What's going on? Indigenous girl. What's happening? Confederacy of Friends, huh? Yeah, you heard him. You heard him. Crystal said, yeah, Confederacy. Exactly. Come on now. Richard said, greetings. More on Mr. Wells. Yes, Lord. AJ said, DK, what's going on? Said, looks like you guys are painting a narrative, or actually you've already painted a narrative in your head as soon as Nolan's death was made. It doesn't look like that. Are you paying attention? Go to my playlist on my channel called Missing in Mississippi, and you'll find about 100 hours worth of content covering this case. So if there's a narrative that we've arrived at, it's through assessment. It's through evidence that they refuse to call evidence. You know what I'm saying? It's through a bunch of stuff like that. It's not us just saying we know exactly what happened. Did people jump to conclusions at some point? I'm sure. But the more we know, the more we can prove, right? Miles Baxter said, that's some Confederate language. Absolutely. AJ said, let him cook. Yep. Richard said, well, Dr. Umar has his opinion about the case, and it's a good one. I'm weighing in on Dr. Umar next. You sit tight. Buckle up. Crystal said, this lawyer looks like an angry bully. Well, he looks angry. I don't know about a bully. He couldn't have took my motherfucking lunch money at no point in no time. And yeah, no.
Classic.
but he does look upset. He does look upset. We got a super purple. Said that choice of words struck me as well. Yeah, it stuck out, right? Really easy work. Yeah, it stuck out. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Let's see. How am I supposed to say this? Norigal? I don't know how to say that. You got to type it out in the way I could, you know what I'm saying? So I can get it right. You see how they play in our face? Dog whistle, Confederacy of Friends. Whoa. Yeah, come on now. We know what it is. He said it like that for a reason. He made a weird face when he said it, too. Confederacy of Friends. You thought we weren't going to catch that? You threw it, didn't you? Come on now. Yaya said he just admitted he lost his life on the boat. We heard him. I wasn't even going to say that, Yaya. I was going to let him slide. But I'm just reading your comment.
Classic.
I'm just reading your comment. I ain't say it. AJ said, please rewind that. Which part, AJ? What you want to hear? Just remember, the key terminology is government, not individuals. Let's see. AJ said, God will keep revealing these people. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. You talking about for the First Amendment? Yeah, you said you have the right to petition the government. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, but you have the right to freedom of speech, period. But yeah, you have the right to petition the government. But I could say what I want. I could call somebody ugly. It's not that's not a criminal offense. You know what I'm saying? AJ said, God will keep revealing these people. Yep. Let them talk. I have nothing to say because nothing has been said yet. But you're here and you're listening. We appreciate you. You love
Classic.
We love you too. 333 for the hater in the chat. Richard said, I think Nolan couldn't let go of the white people because he didn't have his real father. I know that white fathers may have touched Nolan in a positive way. So he was very naive about white people. Can somebody verify whether or not Elmore is Nolan's biological dad? Because I have no reason to believe he's not. Somebody verify that for me. Let's see. He said paid $30 million for Africans to wear condoms. Democrats want less black babies worldwide. Okay, that's heavy. Purple said they keep saying for people who don't vote, like black people don't vote. We taught them how to vote. Indigenous said right. Yeah, let's see. AJ said they can't get their lie together at all. At all. That's why you got to let them talk. Remember that dispatch. What up, JDL? Said that dispatcher should have called the Coast Guard anyway. Absolutely. She heard what she heard. We need to talk to the dispatcher. I want to talk to the dispatcher. Herbert said, oh, look, another idiot. Hey, look, hey, and you here watching. You love me.
Classic.
You love me. You love me. Yeah, it said you're on the list. Hey, listen, I'm going viral. If I'm on the list, I'm going viral. I'm not on the list though. I looked at the list. I was looking for my name. I thought I made the team, coach.
Classic.
Yeah, everybody who made that list should be honored. It means they're applying real pressure around this motherfucker. But I don't be like some of the people that's on that list I do watch. And some of them, like Don Lemon, he very politically correct. So they just got him on the list because he applying pressure. And he got a big ass platform. But then like you got Lakeisha Keisha, she real direct with her shit. She don't really care. So she be straight crashing out. So I get why she on there. And her platform huge too. So it makes sense. Time said play classic. We don't let no one slide around here. Absolutely not. Rewind it, dog. What y'all want to hear again? This is Lady Trucker. What's going on? Why am I timed out? You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Hold on. I don't see you being timed out. You good. You good. Let me see. Y'all are ignorant if you think Confederacy has one. I just read the definition. How are we practicing ignorance? And I literally just read the definition. A confederacy is a union or an alliance or independent states, groups, or people joined together for a shared purpose or common action. So he could have used the word confederacy, absolutely. But it also specifically refers to Confederate States of America, Mississippi being one, the group of 11 southern states that seceded, which means lost, got their ass beat, by the North when they was fighting to keep slaves. So it's interesting that a Mississippi attorney representing a Mississippian who could potentially, may perhaps, allegedly, potentially be an accomplice or an accessory to a potential alleged perhaps crime. So it's interesting that he would use that word when he could have said a whole bunch of other words. And we're pointing it out because we're sharp. Yeah, it's not a reach. It's not a reach. We're not assuming, we're not giving nobody from Mississippi the benefit of the doubt. We just not doing that. That shit over with. They historically lost that. The benefit of the doubt, that's not a thing for Caucasians in Mississippi. You got to come all the way together or we not fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Shawnee said, what up, folk? What up with it? Beanie said, it is his stepfather. Are you sure? Elmore is his daddy. He is the father. What are you doing here? Can I get out timeout? I don't think you timed out. Hold on. I'll check it for you. I don't think you timed out though. But I'll check it for you. Give me a second though. Let me let this lawyer talk a little more. Y'all said y'all want me to go back a little bit. I got you.
A kind of pro forma phone call with CETO, which is an assistance service for boaters, about him taking on water. Your client wound up fixing that problem for them. But first, what has been alleged by these accounts that you are monitoring about the involvement of your client?
Yeah, so let me back up and just clarify when we say the boat, that could be confusing to some people. I mean, there were hundreds of boats that were out near Horn Island that day, hundreds of people that were out on Horn Island that day celebrating the 4th of July. It's a big holiday weekend. Within a sort of confederacy of friends, there were 3 boats that went out. One of them was piloted by my client, who piloted the boat out and then back to his house. At no point was Nolan Wells, the young man who tragically lost his life on my client's boat. Around 4:30 that afternoon, one of the boats experienced some problems with its bilge pump and started taking on water. One of the individuals on that boat called my client and asked for help. He proceeded to give help, in part by getting on the transom of the boat and helping to remove the plug at the back of the transom of that boat. For people that don't boat, that may not make, that may not be something they understand, but literally they were just opening up a hole so water would drain out is the short way of saying this. And then my client got back on the boat that he was piloting and towed the other vessel for a short distance, allowing that water to run off.
You guys know I'm always looking for simple things that can help me stay on top of my game, especially when it comes to hydration. And this is a good one. LTV. It's not just another electrolyte powder. LTV combines clinical dose marine electrolytes with taurine, okay, for that boost. Plus, milk thistle and dandelion. What does that have to do with hydration?
Hold on,
Nothing,
hold
but it's got
on, bro. We not helping you with that. Hold on, killer.
quotes, or Bart in quotes, or Billy in quotes, because your client is referred to by multiple different names. Not by you, not by him, but by people on the internet.
Oh, we know your side. We know your side. We just got him. We know the interviewer bias. Listen to this. We know the interviewer bias. We know your side. Here we go. We know who you with. See, it doesn't take a second. Listen to this leading ass question, or the way he put this together.
Quotes, or Bart in quotes, or Billy in quotes, because your client is referred to by multiple different names.
Don't help him. That's help. That's help. Bart or Billy in quotes, because your client is referred to by multiple different names. His government name Bart, ain't it? His government name is Bart, right? So I don't care how many nicknames he got. His government name is Bart, right? Was there anybody else out of the 30 kids across 3 boats whose nickname is Bart? We heard, damn it, Bart. That's what we heard. You trying to sue people for saying they heard some shit? Man, send the paperwork. The fuck is you talking about? You heard that shit too. Mr. Latino, you heard it too. And I don't trust lawyers that don't wear ties. I don't do that. I don't trust lawyers that don't wear ties. We don't do that. We don't do that. If you're not gonna wear a tie, wear a polo. You go suit, no tie, your chest gotta be together.
Classic.
You go suit jacket, you go button down, open buttons, your chest gotta be together.
Classic.
So I don't even trust him.
Not by you, not by him, but by people on the internet. If he was not killing Nolan Wells, what else was he doing? This is what we understand. Why would you pull the plug out of a boat? Wouldn't that make it sink? No, depends on the configuration of the hull and the placement of the plug, because sometimes, especially with smaller boats, if they're taking on water, let's say from 20 people drinking beer sitting on the back of it at a party, it can overwhelm a bilge pump that is old, not properly maintained, or has a float switch that gets stuck. And any of those things can happen and you are in a bad position. However, if you know what you're doing, you can pull the plug and then drag the boat so that it goes fast enough that it rises above the level of where the hole is. So instead of allowing water to come in, it allows water to drain out. And then you put the plug back in nice and quick, and you don't have water in the boat anymore, but you do have to address the bilge pump, which you do at a later time. That is an operation that a lot of boaters know, a lot of boaters can do, and that is the involvement that you are saying, counsel, your client had on that boat as it was leaving.
Jesus, you gonna speak for him, ain't you? Paradox sent the $5 super chat, said I was trying to say at Classic, look up how dangerous it is to tow another boat and how it can harm someone. Yeah, I already seen that. They were saying if you don't have the right type of cord or the right type of roping to tether the boats together, that that cord could snap very easily and really hurt somebody. And so I did see that. I saw a content creator who had came up with a theory. I think I know where you're going with this. I saw a content creator that had came up with a theory, pretty much In Too Deep put me on to it, talking about the when he was trying to offer the tow, if the cord snapped, it could have, like, you know what I'm saying, caught no and hit him, like, you know, caught him around his head or hit him in a certain way or tangled him up or whatever the case may be. And so that could have caused harm to the throat structures. To me, what the theory was, it sound like some Final Destination stuff. Like, it sounded like a bit of a stretch. Because the coincidence still has to be, if Bart is towing this boat and he has the wrong type of cabling and the kids is, well, these not kids, these are adults. We keep talking like they kids. All of them are legal adults, right? They're 18. That's a legal adult. Just because you can't buy beer don't mean you ain't a legal adult. These are adults. So all of the young adults, if they had the wrong cord and that cord snapped, what's the coincidence that the person that get hurt is the black guy? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still not, I'm not with that either. You feel me? Like, I'm not, that's too, in Mississippi, what a coinky dink. And then we got a sister who I got to cover that tomorrow. I got to get my spirit together to cover that tomorrow because they done found her up in a tree. I done tried to, listen, I hate being right. I hate being right. Tez, I'm live right now, gang. All right, you want me to send you the link? Oh, you finna get in the chat? All right. That's the tears down, y'all. That's the tears down. Shout out to Paradox. I saw that theory though, just so you know. KBIS, thank you for the 10 joules. All right, y'all. So pretty much he's speaking for the lawyer at this point. So essentially all he's trying to say is his client's only involvement with that boat. This lawyer talking like he know some more ish is finna come out, and he's trying to remove all culpability from Bart. Like that's the language I'm hearing. Like, hey, look, I'm not positive that this is gonna just be something that just blows over. So let me build this shit in a way to where if this continues to build, we got Bart out of this. You feel me? Like we want Bart to go to the NFL. We want him to kick field goals. You know, we not on that. We want Bart to punt inside the 10. You feel me? We not on that. My job is to remove Bart out this situation. Cause I don't kind of know how that's what I'm getting from this lawyer. I'm not getting from this lawyer nothing happened. I'm not getting, because my question was going to be, I'm happy that I'm not getting that from this lawyer though. You know why? Because my question was immediately going to be, why don't you use all your time and your resources instead of sending out cease and desist? Why don't you use your time and your resources and your connections to solve the problem? Just, if it truly was an accident, right? If it truly was an accident, you should be trying to help us prove that it was an accident, because that removes all culpability from everybody, right? Everybody innocent. If it truly was an accident, everybody, 100% of people should be trying to prove it was an accident. If nobody guilty of doing nothing wrong, everybody who's interested should be trying to prove that it was an accident. Not defend themselves, not protect themselves, not ward off nobody, not fight back, none of that. They should be trying to show that it was an accident. Because if I'm innocent, he innocent, everybody's innocent because it was an accident, right? So all we have to do is simply just show that this was an accident. And this all goes away. There's nobody to talk to. You don't have to talk to 20 of us. You don't have to talk to 30 of us. You don't have to check the boats, right? If it was an accident, let's all prove it was an accident. And it's good. We good. But that's not what's going on. You got people playing real defense. I ain't necessarily trying to prove it was an accident. I'm trying to prove I ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Well, what don't you have anything to do with? It was an accident, right? What don't you have anything to do with? These are just all stupid questions. That's all. Just stupid questions.
Yeah, that's correct. And the end result.
Are you impressed that I nailed it, by the way? Are you impressed that I nailed it?
Yeah, I want to know who you've been talking to. Are you a voter?
I am a Coast Guard captain, certified, and I have been talking to all of these different people and families and people close to the investigation. And a lot of this is new vocabulary, new vernacular. A lot of people see this story very one-dimensional. Mississippi, racist, one black kid, a lot of white kids, the system protecting, and none of this boating stuff makes sense. The boat wasn't sinking. That's a lie to cover.
No, that's not how we see it. You was good at first, though. Let's go back and take this slow. Because I don't like, listen, let me be the spokesperson for all the black folks right now. I'll take the mantle just for the moment. Let me straighten these two Caucasus Mountain gentlemen up real quick. Let me just help y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know what y'all got right, and I'm gonna let y'all know what y'all got effed up about what the public thinks, okay? Let's grow through this, chat. Come on.
Families and people close to the investigation. And a lot of this is new vocabulary, new vernacular. A lot of people see this story very one-dimensional. Mississippi, racist, one black kid, a lot of white kids, the system protecting, and none of this boating stuff makes sense.
False. That it makes sense to us. Continue. I'll let you know when you start. See, they got us fucked up, chat. That's why you got to break it down slow.
Families and people close to the investigation. And a lot of this is new vocabulary, new vernacular. To
who? You got to pay attention to when they insulting you. I spent a decade in corporate America. These motherfuckers that insult you right in front of your face if you ain't paying attention. New vocabulary to who? To who? Man, I was riding on boats at 5 years old through the swamps in Alabama with my uncle. Facts. Through the swamps. I seen gators up close. That's a fact. Me and my brother. Merch.
Classic.
Boating vocabulary is new to who? Who is he talking about, chat, when he said a lot of this is new vocabulary? Which Americans is he talking about, chat? Y'all tell me.
People see this story very one-dimensional. Mississippi.
Yes.
racist.
Yes.
One black kid.
Yes.
A lot of white kids.
Yes.
The system protecting.
Yes.
And none of this boating stuff makes sense. The boat
False.
wasn't
False.
sinking.
False.
That's a lie.
False. We don't know if y'all was taking on water or not. We know y'all saying Nolan wasn't on the boat. That's our concern. Y'all the ones keep talking about fucking boat mechanics. We don't give a fuck about the bilge pump. Hey, 333 in the chat if you don't give a fuck about that bilge pump. Was Nolan on the boat or not? That's what we on. That's what we on. Y'all saying Nolan wanted to stay back on the island with no phone and a girl. That's what y'all telling us. And we hearing the audio saying, Nolan, is he dead? That's what we hearing. 333 in the chat if you don't give a fuck about the bilge pump. Or the engine, or the battery, or the motherfucking motor either. 333 in the chat if you don't give a damn about that boat. Except for the fact that whether or not Nolan was on one of them 3 boats. And was he alive or dead? Come on, man. We don't care about this fucking boat. Y'all the main ones keep talking about this goddamn boat. Let me straighten y'all up.
To cover a murder. I understand boating differently. I understand investigating differently. I know the operation you're talking about. It is absolutely plausible that this is what was going on. And there are multiple witnesses who say...
Nigga, 2 things could be true. Nobody is running around talking about, I don't think nothing was wrong with the boat. Nigga, your phone call could have still been an alibi. If Bart is there to offer the help that you need, why are you calling a tow? And why are you simultaneously calling a tow while Grandpa is calling off a tow? That's why we think it's an alibi. You could have been having boat issues that Bart helped you with. Nobody's saying that that's true or false. But while y'all was having boat issues, was Nolan on the boat struggling for his life? While y'all was having boat issues, was Nolan on the boat perfectly fine and got hurt later? While y'all was having boat issues, was Nolan on the boat dead? Was Nolan on one of the boats dead? Did y'all move Nolan to a different boat? Did any boats go back and drop Nolan's body off? These questions we have. Not accusations, questions. These are the questions we have. Fuck that bilge pump, nigga. Straight up.
This is exactly what they witnessed going
on.
Well,
and let's be very clear about the multiple witnesses, because I think there have been some narratives set based on pictures that are not accurate. So very early on, the narrative that was set was we had one picture with Nolan and 3 friends that are white on the back of a boat. And I think a lot of people developed the thought, okay, 4 friends went out on a boat together.
3 came back.
Only 3 came back. And they went to some desolate place.
Nah, we been, man, y'all late as hell to the party. You jumped, this lawyer jumped off the porch to have this interview to talk about some old shit. Nigga, we been stopped thinking it was just 4 or 5 of them. We thought that for less than 24 hours. We thought it was 4 or 5 kids for less than 24 hours, chat. They late as hell. But this is narrative building, right? Because who's the demographic that watches this YouTube channel? The channel that we're reacting to right now. Who's the demographic that watches this channel? So whose minds are they building a narrative to? It ain't us. It's not us. He'd have went on with Don Lemon or somebody, or Joe Button or some shit if he wanted to get to us. He not talking to us. He building a narrative in the head of a 60-year-old white woman sitting at the crib knitting some yarn and shit. That's who they talking to right now. That's why they saying this old ass shit. We don't think this. I hope that same 65-year-old white woman run across this stream and see. We do not think this. We don't think there was 5 of them. We don't think that they just jumped on him. Like, we don't think that. We think Nolan ass didn't. Let's keep it simple. And by and large, the vast majority of people with brains don't think Nolan stayed back on Horn Island. That's just not what we think. We don't think that. Now, what that look like, how that look, who boat he was on, which boat, we got a phone call that sound real spicy, right? So we not buying the Nolan stage shit. That's it. That's it. The original narrative you gave us, we not buying that shit. So until we find out exactly what the fuck was going on, we gonna keep poking, pecking, prying, and being a nuisance and using our First Amendment rights to do so. We ain't gonna accuse nobody of nothing, but we got a million fucking questions. A million of them. And if you can't answer them all, you're going to look more and more suspicious and to the point where you look guilty. And once you look guilty, we pressing the gas. That's how it's going, folks. That's how it's going. We off the lawyer. We finna segue into Umar in a second. Let me get to some of y'all chats the best way I can. Super chats guaranteed at this point. Yvette said, don't give a damn about they broken ass boat. What we all heard was on that recorded call. Explain that. There we go. Listen, that summarizes it right there. There we go. Come on now. Fuck about that boat. Excuse me. Fuck about that shit. Let me see. Shantae said, but earlier I didn't hear him say Nolan Wells, who allegedly died on the boat. I heard the lawyer say Nolan Wells, who died on the boat. I don't know. We're going to have to catch that on the rewind. I don't want to go back that far because I want to move forward into Dr. Umar. But if y'all catch that on the rewind, give me my own timestamp. I'll go back to it. Let's see. Tony said, the difference is they arrest the black criminals when he kills. Ain't no hiding. So shut your white trash. Damn. Oh, hey, Tony got strong feelings, y'all. Crystal said, yeah, Grandpa called and said they did not need a tow. Then they immediately got told by Bart. Well, look, while he was on the phone, sound like they were in the process of dealing with Nolan and getting the tow situation together. It sounded like two things were happening at once, which is very much possible, especially when you got 7 to 8 or 6 to 8 people, depending on how y'all, you know what I'm saying? When you got 6 to 8 people, yeah, you could be doing two things at once. Damn, Nolan really dead? I'm trying to hook up this cable. We're taking on water. Is he dead? Oh my God. Damn it, Bart. It's a lot going on. Sound like two things could be happening at once. It's absolutely possible. Which means that by the lawyer confirming that Bart did get off of his vessel, onto that vessel, and then back onto his vessel, it means that if Nolan is proven to be on that vessel, your client was on that vessel for long enough to have witnessed what exactly happened with Nolan Xavier Wells. And at that point in time, we would need to hear from him, especially if he doesn't want to be considered an accomplice or an accessory. And this is all alleged. This is just me speculating, thinking it through, hypothetically speaking, right? If you just confirmed he got off his boat and got on their boat, so if we prove that Nolan was on their boat, you're going to have to tell us what you saw. That's fair. That's fair. You want to go to the NFL, right? All right, well, I suggest you start singing like a motherfucking canary, gang.
Classic.
I keep telling y'all, the first one to squeal get the best deal. The first one to squeal get the best deal. If something happened to Nolan and you saw what happened, listen, when it all go down, if you didn't say nothing, well, you ain't say nothing. If you didn't say nothing, when it all go down, they're going to put you in either the accomplice or the accessory category. You're going to have to fight for freedom. That's how that's going to end up going. Then Mr. Latino going to have to do his job. That's how that's going to end up going. That's all I'm saying, hypothetically speaking. Allegedly, right? You got to say it. They want to play games. I told you, though. But listen, when they send them lawsuits to y'all, that's why they sending y'all cease and desist and not lawsuits. Because when they send y'all them lawsuits, it's this thing that get opened up called discovery. And that means, especially if you countersue their ass. So they sue you and you countersue. Now your lawyer got access to this thing called discovery. So that means they get all in your business and you can get all in their motherfucking business. I don't think they want no discovery while there's open investigation going on. You feel me? We start knowing who your ancestors is, all types of shit.
There's a thing called countersue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I ain't worried about motherfucker discovering me. You gonna find some regular black shit. You feel me? No cap. You gonna find some regular black shit. You discover me. Oh, okay. Yeah, regular. Yeah.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
Yeah. Hey, listen. We read books over here. Lots of them. Let's see. AJ said this lawyer is just gaslighting. We not going. Absolutely not. Foot pawn neck. Foot pawn neck. Joe Grant, what up? I'm trying to scroll through these, y'all. Super chat's guaranteed. It's too lit in here. I'm glad y'all having a good time with each other, though, for sure. The chat lit. All right. Let's move into this Umar, y'all. Hey, if y'all catch this on the rewatch, let me know what y'all think about Bart's lawyer jumping off the porch. Let me know what y'all think about some of the points that I've made. And also point out the things that you caught. Jump in the comments and talk to me. Let's get this thing figured out, man. All right, let's move. Dr. Umar weighs in. He gave about an hour-and-a-half interview to the Art of Dialogue. Art of Dialogue is doing great work centered around the Nolan Wells case, getting some very powerful interviews and some people to weigh in. We're just offering perspective, right? We have to keep this conversation going. We have to keep the situation afloat and in the air because we know in today's time things move fast. And you'll end up looking back on this like, damn, what had ever happened with that Nolan situation? So we have to make sure we refrain from that happening. These lawyers jumping out and doing what they're doing, they're trying to push us to make that happen, and we're not going to allow for it. So I think the Art of Dialogue constantly getting, Judge Mathis, getting Umar, getting people of that are renowned or have a big audience to come on his already established platform and speak. I think it's pushing things forward, and I think that everybody should continue to do what they can do. Everybody keep putting 2 pennies in the jar. We're gonna get this shit figured out for sure. If nothing else, we will get answers for Christine and Elmore Wansley. I I don't like the fact that people keep only talking about Christine like Nolan don't have a dad. You know what I'm saying? So Christine and Elmore and Christine, we want to get answers for them. They are both grieving, not just Christine. And I get it, like pushing the grieving mother narrative does something to the hearts of the people, but he has a dad, and dads matter, and I'm going to say that because I'm a man, and I have a dad, and my dad matters, you know what I'm saying? So we're not going to overly emphasize the mom and don't bring the dad into the fold. So salute to Christine as well as Elmore, and honestly, in the order of God, Elmore and Christine. So yeah, man, but let's move. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let me see here. All right, let's go.
I got a few questions for Warren. I want to deal with that infamous Cito call, Art, and I want to deal with Sister Tashima and Sister Christine's visit to Warren's home to get Nolan's cell phone. I want to deal with them two in a minute, but before I go there, I got a couple questions for Warren and his white friends. Nolan's best friend, and Warren even called Nolan his brother, Art. He even called him his brother. He said they spent the night together before they went out to White Devil's Horn Island, Art. The night before, July 3rd, they stayed in the same home. How do you stay in the same home with somebody, Art, and leave them on an island? How do you sleep in the same house with somebody July 3rd and then leave them on an island July 4th? But I got a few questions for Warren. No disrespect. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty, but I got a few questions for you, Warren, since you can sit down and interview.
Hey, is Umar ever gonna ask Warren the question? Umar gonna say everything 3 times, chat. He is 333. You understand what I'm saying? Because he got a question for Warren. He has a question for Warren about White Devil's Horns Island. Hey, Umar, fool, chat. Come on.
With Officer BT Kuhn, I need you to sit down and interview with Dr. Umar Ifatunde. So you can sit down and interview with Officer BT Kuhn. I want you to sit down and interview with Dr. Umar Ifatunde. My first question to Warren, you said that Nolan is a best friend of yours, that he's like a brother. I have a question. If Nolan is your brother and best friend, why did you leave him on that island, especially when you all were drinking? Because somebody put a report out there, Art, that Nolan had been drinking heavily and was intoxicated. Of course, that allegation was dismissed because the coach who contacted Sister Christine confirmed that he spoke to Nolan between 2:30 and 3:30, and Nolan was not intoxicated. So they lied to protect their friends, because white people are always on code, Art. Not a single white person on that island dropped a dime yet. Not one of them. So anyway, Art, they tried to blame it on him being drunk. So he was just a drunk black kid who walked into the water and drowned. That's the narrative they wanted us to swallow. He was just a drunk black kid who walked into the water and drowned. And remember, Art, Sheriff Ledbetter allegedly ruled the case an accidental drowning before he did any investigation. He ruled Nolan's death an accidental drowning before he did any investigation. As far as I'm concerned, that meets the definition of public corruption. As far as I'm concerned, that meets the definition of public corruption. But staying with Warren, Art. Warren, if Nolan is your brother and best friend, why did you leave him on an island without his cell phone and his keys? Why did you take his cell phone and keys back to the mainland? You left him there and took his cell phone and keys back. Can you please explain that to me? What person wants to be on an island without their phone? Help.
All right, so look, right question, but Nolan was on the boat that was captained or piloted by Wyatt. So he got his white boys mixed up, but I feel his passion. You know what I'm saying? He really want to ask Wyatt that. The phone on Wyatt's boat is Wyatt's vessel, Wyatt's, maritime laws that he's under, right? He's supposed to be making sure the people he brought out there get back, or whatever the case, as far as we know. Unless there was some older adults whose names have been left out, right? Unless.
Remember this day. Remember this day.
As far as we know, Wyatt was captain in the boat. Unless there was some older adults who are being conveniently left out. So that's just unless, right? But it's a fair question. This supposed to be your best friend. Nolan was everybody's best friend. When Nolan died, he had 19 best friends. No funny. And you know what I mean? It's one of them things where everybody was his best friend, you got 25 best friends in the same spot and nobody was looking out for you, we not going for that. Huh? Yeah, it's clear that somebody's lying, right, chat? And so these are fair questions. Why would you leave him? Why would you leave him with no phone? And then I think he's going to ask a couple other really good questions.
Let me understand that, Warren. I don't know of an 18-year-old who wants to be anywhere without their phone, Art. They don't want to be in school without their phone. They don't want to be at home without their phone. They don't want to be out of town without their phone. They don't want to be at the mall, the movies, the restaurant. They don't want to be nowhere without their phone, let alone on an island with no way to get off. You left your best friend on an island, your so-called brother. You left him on an island with no way to get off, and you took his phone and his keys. Can you explain that to me, Warren? While you're thinking about it, I got another question for you, Warren, while you're thinking about it. You said at 11 o'clock, you called Miss Christine to see if she heard from her son. Warren said, Art, I called Miss Christine to see if she heard from Nolan. She said she had not heard from Nolan. Can I ask you a question, Warren? If you took his phone, how in the hell was his mother supposed to hear from her son when you have the son's phone?
Just a bunch of stupid questions, but we wrong. We wrong for feeling like this shit's fishy. You know?
It's already out there. It's already out there.
Come on, Umar.
Did you tell Miss Christine that you had her son's phone when you called her? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. Think about that, Art. He called the mother and asked her if she heard from her son. But he knows she didn't hear from her son, Art, because he has her son's phone. How can the mother hear from Nolan when you have Nolan's cell phone and you left him on an island? And I bet you didn't tell her you had his phone. Because if she knew you had his phone, Art, she would not have had to use Life 360 to find the phone. If you had his phone and you called her at 11 o'clock to see if Nolan was okay, why didn't you tell Nolan's mom you had his phone? Why did my sister Christine and my sister Tashima have to use Life 360 to find their son's phone? Because you playing games. You playing games. You playing in our face like we stupid. That's
You playing in our face like we stupid. Listen, man. When somebody know that you know better and they do what they doing anyway and look you right in their face, they're swinging their cocks, man. Listen, they're letting you know, man, this our shit, this our infrastructure, this our government, this our country. This is Mississippi, and we're gonna get away with whatever we want to get away with. It sound good. It sound good, but this 2026 brand, the nigga here, this shit a little different. That shit, get away with it sound good. You know, we not, on Emmett Till, we not going. On the guys. On the guys, bro. Y'all thought, what Mississippi? Y'all thought we forgot what y'all did to one of ours? Y'all thought we forgot, folks?
This Chicago, nigga.
Classic.
Ain't no on my ancestors ain't no getting away with it, folk. Bro, them grave. Did you see Emmett, folk? Did you see him? Come on, man. Y'all boys tied him up with barbed wire to a cotton gin, threw him in the water, let him sink. Y'all thought we forgot? On Emmett, y'all not, the rituals and all that, what y'all had going on and all that shit, the temples and all, everything got to crumble, folks. Everything got to crumble. If anybody guilty, it's jail, folks. If anybody guilty, it's jail,
Classic.
folks. Hey, listen. We'll be talking about this shit. Y'all think this shit sweet. I got patience and endurance. We'll be talking about this shit in 2029. If anybody guilty, it's jail,
Classic.
folks. That's how that shit going, folks. So if you ain't do nothing, I suggest, if you didn't do nothing, but you saw something, you better start talking, folks. I'm telling you, it's about 100. What they say, the reward up to like 160. You might as well go and let that shit get up to about 250. Let LeBron put something on it. Let Rihanna put something on it. I get it. Niggas hustling out here. Information hustling. I get it. People been doing it. Selling shit to tabloids. I get it. It ain't nothing new. Y'all niggas information hustling and you got to worry about your safety. I get it. But if you know something, you might as well cash out, negotiate with the law for your immunity, and start talking, folk. I ain't gonna lie to you. First one to squeal, get the best deal. Everybody that tells second, third, fourth, fifth, y'all gonna have to sit down for a little while. They just gonna reduce your sentence. First one to talk might get immunity though. And you better keep playing while it's state level, because once the shit go federal, they just gonna want to lock all y'all asses up. I ain't gonna, if you did something. Yes, I'm trying to help everybody. I'm trying to help everybody. Better start snitching.
What this is. I don't know if he did it, Art, but he damn sure knows who do. I allege and I believe that all 30 of those white kids on all 3 of them boats know exactly which one of them did it, and the rest of them are covering it up. And guess what, Warren? And the rest of you 30 white kids on those 3 boats, let me explain something to you. Federal hate crimes law, you can go to jail for the rest of your life in case nobody didn't tell you. Federal hate crimes law, you can go to jail for the rest of your life in case nobody told you. Guess what? The Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, you can go to jail for up to 30 years. And if Nolan was unalived by more than one person, that constitutes a lynching. That constitutes a lynching. So you can go to jail for up to 30 on the Emmett Till Act. You can go to jail for life on the Matthew Shepard James Byrd Hate Crimes Act. And in the state of Mississippi, Art, if you are an accessory after the fact, not accomplice. Accomplice means you participated in the murder. Woo. Accessory means you helped cover it up.
Remember this day.
If you are an accessory to the fact after the fact, Art, you can go to jail for up to 20 years, Mississippi law.
Woo!
So they can go to jail for up to 20 years.
Oh my God. You mean to tell me if you was just on the boat and saw what happened and stayed quiet, you an accessory and that'll get you 20, chat. Ooh, who want to do 2 decades in there?
It's already out there. It's already out there.
Somebody gonna talk. Somebody gonna talk. 20 just for riding the boat? You ain't touch Nolan, ain't do nothing to him, and you wasn't even there for all that. It's somebody out of 30 people, it's somebody who ain't even come outside for that type of bullshit that day. And they like, I'm looking at 20? All I was doing was trying to get a ride. I ain't know they was killing niggas, allegedly. Come on, folk. 20? Who I gotta talk to, folk? Who I gotta talk to?
Remember this day. Remember this day.
Trust me. Somebody biting their fingernails right now. Somebody biting their fingernails right now. Shit. He said 20. They watching this. He said 20. Somebody their parents sitting there watching this with him, talking about some, don't worry about what they calling me an N-word in the house right now. It's a white person in Mississippi right now who know what happened to Nolan, watching this right now. Trust me, it's almost 1,000 folks in here watching this right now, know what happened to Nolan, and they parent watching it with him, telling them, don't worry about what that nigger's saying. I promise you, right now, it's happening right now. Don't worry about that. You just sit tight. This gonna get taken care of. No, it ain't. You better talk. Hey, look at the screen. You, the one that's watching. Mississippi, you, the one that know what happened, and you ain't saying nothing. You just was trying to get a ride back to shore. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Say something. You don't deserve to do 20 years for getting a ride. You just trying to trolley from Horn back to the mainland, and they on your boat tweaking, killing people. And you facing 20 for being quiet? Come on, folks. I'm not doing 20. Don't do nothing to nobody around me. I'm not doing 20 for seeing some shit I wasn't trying to see. I'm not. You going to jail. You going to jail. On God. Ain't gonna be no hesitation either. I'm sitting on the stand. Who was it? This gentleman right here. Sitting right here next to his attorney right here. Yes. What's his name? Full first name, middle. If I know your middle name, I'm gonna say your middle name. He was tweaking, over tweaking. Y'all told me I'm not doing 20, gang. 20? Nigga ain't trying to do 10 minutes. Classic. Nigga ain't trying to do 10 minutes. Y'all got it, folk. Ain't no newsflash. Ain't no women in there, folk. Ain't no women in there. That's enough to tell right there, chat. Ain't no women in there. So nah. And he not grifting. He talking about the law.
Mississippi law, accessory after the fact, you helped to cover up the crime. You can go to jail for 30 years on the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. because more than one of you probably participated in Nolan's unaliving. And under the Matthew Shepard James Berg Federal Hate Crimes Act, Art, they can go to jail for life. And this is why I need Nolan's step, pop, and coach to watch what comes out of their mouth and stop trying to help these white kids avoid accountability for what they did to Nolan. Because if the tables were turned, white folks are not going to try to help your child avoid any accountability. So stop the now.
Damn.
Another question I have for Warren. You said you and Nolan been friends since 8th grade. Since 8th grade, Art. But Sister Christine says she don't know none of them kids really, Art. She don't know them white kids. So help me understand how you are Nolan's best friend, friends since 8th grade. You called him your brother. Y'all spent the night together July the 3rd, the morning before y'all went to White Devil's Horn Island. And his mother don't even know who you are. And you said out your own mouth that y'all never hung out at Nolan's house. So how are y'all best friends? I had best friends growing up, Art. My mother knew who they were. Who has a best friend that their mom don't know about? Help me understand that. A best friend and the mom don't know him, it sounds suspicious. Why didn't you tell Miss Christine you had her son's cell phone when you called and asked if she heard from him? Art, as far as I'm concerned, there's probable cause he has something to do with this. Art, I'm holding her son's cell phone. I left him on the island. I took his keys and phone, and I'm on the phone with the mom. I got his phone, but I'm calling his mother at 11 o'clock. Have you heard from your son? And I'm holding her son's cell phone, and I don't even tell her.
Hey, listen. Oh,
Art,
my
this ain't making
God.
no sense.
Oh, my God.
This ain't making no sense.
Hey, listen. I'm sure it didn't happen exactly like that, but the way he painting this shit is crazy, chat. It remind me of a real life situation where somebody I was with stole somebody's phone and helped them look for it. No cap. And I didn't know, again, don't do no crime around me, because I'm just trying to get home. Nigga stole her phone, helped her look for it. We all in there looking for it. Can't find her phone. We get in the car. Nigga sitting there playing with two phones. I'm like, when you get another phone? He like, I just got one tonight. I'm like, wait, what you talking? I'm like, gee, you ain't never steal shorty phone and have all of us in there for 20 minutes looking for the phone, and you got the phone on your person? Listen, man. Criminal will kiss you in the mouth, man. You can't trust these people,
Classic.
man. You can't trust these people. I'm like, hey, G. I'm like, hey, then you can't. And then at that point, it's like, you can't even go back in there and get a phone back. You can't, like, it's so you can't even go in there. You can't go back in there and be like, yeah, I was finna steal your phone, but here. Like, you can't, come on, phone. Hey, oh my God, G. That's nasty, chat. That's nasty, chat. Hey, these are good questions.
And I want to know from Sheriff John Ledbetter, Art, Jackson County Sheriff, you don't have probable cause just off of that alone? Somebody calls somebody's mom asking if she heard from him while they have their phone and left them stranded on the island. And if you care so much about Nolan, Art, if he cares so much about Nolan, the so-called white best friend, Art, why did you wait till 11 o'clock? Y'all left the island 4:30. Y'all left the island 4:30.
My member JDL said laughing. You know, the members, they get priority. Let's go.
If you care so much about Nolan, why are you not calling his mother until 11 o'clock? It's pitch black outside at 11 o'clock, Art. It's pitch black. It's almost midnight, and you wait till 11 o'clock to call his mom and ask her if she heard from her son, but he's supposed to be your brother and best friend. Listen here, Warren. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. And then I have a question for his dad, too, Art. I don't know if you know this, but his dad has started an online fundraising platform for Warren and two of his friends. I think they raised $160,000 so far. $160,000. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody has received a warrant. Nobody has been indicted. Nobody has been charged. Art, if you are innocent, why are you raising money online? You ain't been charged with a crime at all. The state of Mississippi is doing everything they can to make sure y'all don't get charged with anything. So why are you raising money online? Why did y'all cancel your social media? Why are y'all lawyering up? They hired Donald Trump's lawyer, Art.
Well, listen, they're getting ready for a fight, right? If you raising money, hiring powerful attorneys, some of y'all had lawyers before Nolan's body was even found. We heard Trayston's jealous ass talking about, yeah, bro, they found the body. Nolan, your best friend, and you gonna call his other so-called best friend and be like, they found the body. That's how you gonna call. He said, I'm calling in. Send the link, please. Oh shit. Oh shit. Tez want to talk. Hey, he turned up, chat. But nah, look. Come on, G. Tracy talking about. Yeah, I called him. I was like, yeah, man. They found the body. The body? That's what you said about your best friend? Come on, folks. This shit got funk all over it, G. All over it. And they want us not to ask no questions. It's supposed to we wrong. We breaking the amendments by asking questions about this shady looking shit. Come on, folks. Y'all gotta play with somebody else. We not going for that. Hold on, let me get my dog Tez tapped in. I gotta send him the link real quick, chat. I can't drop the link in public. It's too many of y'all in here because one of y'all will come up on my chat talking hyper crazy, and I'm trying to keep the Gators down today. I don't want to have to do that to one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to do it. Because whatever crazy you is, I promise you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough. It's not enough. I ain't gonna lie to you. This home court right here, you gonna lose for sure. Let me see something. I just sent the link over, Tez. Check your email, gang. He's preaching basic common sense, people. But that's the thing, though, Vlad. That's the thing, though, Vlad. And I'm with you, bro. It is common sense. Everybody who looking at this from a common sense standpoint, I think common sense is becoming more common. I am proud of the public. Color aside, no cap. The vast majority of people who know about this case and who have paid any level of attention to it, and I'm talking about the vast majority. I'm talking about from my census, and I got a heavy census, right? Hundreds of thousands of views in regards to this, thousands of comments in regards to this. So I have a quality census on how the public feels about this, right? The majority of people who are looking at this situation all see it the same. They all see foul play. Now, when you get into the depths of what they think exactly happened, that's where you have differences, right? Some people think it was this, some people think it was that. But 90% of people believe it was foul play, and they believe somebody or somebody's did something to Nolan. And I'm proud of the public for that. Because common sense ain't been common for so long, but at least in this regard, color aside too. The Caucasians too. There's plenty of white people that subscribe to me now. You know what I'm saying? That like my talking points and stuff like that. Like I always say, all white folks ain't bad. But if you see 10 lions walking down the street and you know that 2 of them or 1 out of the 10 are domesticated, how do you go about figuring that out without getting eaten? You see what I'm saying? So that's the situation that the good white folks are in. That's the situation they're in. If it's 10 lions walking down the street, somebody tap me and say, hey, I promise you, 1 out of the 10 of them lions is domesticated. You can go give them a hug. 1 out of 10. How do you determine which one of them 10 is the domesticated one without getting eaten? That's the issue good white people deal with. I'm not saying I empathize. I'm saying I understand. You know? So, but yeah, they exist. And they like my talking points too. But yeah, most of us see this the same. And so because of that, I think it's pretty clear what it is. And they trying to tell us don't believe ourselves. So we can't really go for that. Said big facts. Yes, Lord. Tez.
Yo.
Big dog.
Okay, so I enjoyed this breakdown, but the longer that I listen to this, the more I realize that this is verbatim exactly what I said last week. Last week. Like I'm talking about verbatim. Like you go back and watch it if you want to, but I said all of those words in that exact fashion, in that order, aside from his ad lib. I don't know if he's reading from a script or if he's watching us. But this is way too freaky for me to think that this is a coincidence.
Bro called it freaky. Walk him down, Dan Tez.
Dr. Umar, if you're watching my show, you need to either have me on your show because you're covering things 2 to 3 weeks later than I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tez Down that y'all listening to. One half of the Human Experience show that we collab on at least once per week. But y'all can go follow him on his channel as well. He's been covering this as well. Talk to him, Tez. Just letting them know who they listening to.
I have been saying this since the very beginning. Why did you have his phone? Why did you wait till 11 o'clock to call his mom? You're not going to get, like, this is literally everything that I say in my speech that I've given so many times about this whole situation. You don't heard me give it enough times to know that's verbatim what I said. The question that I really have is when you have a platform, the way that these people have platforms, asking the same rudimentary questions to people that don't have the same access that you do doesn't really solve the problem. How do you solve the problem? It's really easy to figure that one out. You don't make threats.
Hold on real quick, Tez. New member, DJ Don Dora. What up? What up? New member in the chat. Ooh-wee. We got to show some love real quick.
Most definitely. Shout out, DJ.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but go ahead, dog. Cook. You good?
Yeah, you have to be able to bring either some type of charge or some inquiry that would begin an investigation into why these things are happening. You don't say they found the body. You say they found Nolan.
Mm-hmm. And that Nolan was found. They found Nolan dead. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro. Okay. We lost a former homie. You know what I'm saying? On some goofy stuff that happened in a city that's adjacent to a city that we from.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
yes.
The first thing that everybody said was, "Hey, man, they done got homie." Yeah, I ain't gonna say his name out loud. Out of respect.
Right.
He ain't here to give me permission for that, but they got our homie, man. They got him, man. He gone, bro. Wait, what? Yeah, bro. They called him outside. Blah blah blah. That type of thing. What was he? First thing, what was he doing out there, bro? I don't know. I ain't got no details. The way they talking, they knew exactly what happened to this boy.
Oh yeah.
They knew exactly what happened to him. The way they talking is like, damn, we got to come up with a story now. They found the body as if they hid it.
One could allege.
As if, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you said with the homie that was like the had old girl's phone, right? Oh, I'm gonna help you look for it. Not really looking though. Like I guarantee you, all three of y'all, other than him, was looking harder. All three of y'all looked harder than he did. He just had to appear to be helping. As long as he felt like he appeared to be helping, she wasn't gonna suspect him as much.
Well, allegedly, how do you go look for something and you know where it's at? Allegedly.
I believe, sir, my friend, Mr. Classic, Inspector Classic, Deacon Classic, sir, E-Class Music. I believe.
Allegedly, how do you go look for something when you know where it's at, bro? I watch somebody.
A wild goose chase. That's what that is. A wild goose chase. I can lead you on a wild goose chase all day. What do you mean? Well, it's a wild goose chase. Well, it's a wild goose chase because anybody with half a mind will understand that all geese are wild.
Tez, you just got a new sub. JDL said I subscribe to the Tez Down.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Tez Down. We the ones. I had to. I had to.
My dog. Yeah, man.
I get it. So when I say I don't get it, trust me, that's a euphemism for feign and confusion here. Just like them, allegedly. Just like them. But I don't understand how, your best friend comes up missing. 25 best friends, 26 best friends, and ain't nobody got a word of, hey, he everybody's best friend, you kind of popular. I mean, I liken this to being the nephew or the grandson or the cousin that people don't see that often, but most people is either cool with or they know they should be cool with them. So they walk in the room and you might talk to auntie first, talk to other auntie, you talk to uncle, talk to grandma, grand auntie, and you talking to, 8 cousins. And by the time that you left up out of there, you done talked to, 45, 50 family members at the barbecue. Except the barbecue is now a 21-foot boat with about 15 feet of walking space on both sides. How, at that point, did anybody not see where everybody's favorite cousin went for 8 hours?
The man Warren said I was upstairs talking to my buddy's dad, talking to him, and I came downstairs and Wyatt had a dress said like Nolan, and I was like, oh yeah, has anybody talked to Nolan? He's like, what? You upstairs talking to your buddy's dad, you come downstairs and Wyatt so happens to be saying something, Lord knows what, about Nolan, and then you like, oh, has anybody seen Nolan? And the whole time, y'all knowing y'all got his phone anyway. So y'all sitting amongst each other, asking, have anybody heard from him? And Wyatt knowing he got his phone in the truck.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You got his phone. Yeah, you got his keys.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like a conversation that happened, right? Because why would I ask you? If I'm Warren and Wyatt, and Warren and Wyatt rode back on the same boat together. Warren confirmed that. He got on that boat to ride back. Yep. He just wasn't on that boat riding in. So he rode out on the same boat as Wyatt. So you know that Nolan's phone is there. You vouch for the phone. You said nobody went through the phone, and the only person that touched the phone was Wyatt or me to move the phone from the boat to the truck. You know what I'm saying? So you're aware that Nolan's phone is in your possession. According to Warren, it's in your possession among other people's phones also, right? He said.
You understand that they stopped talking about the Xbox? They stopped talking about the Xbox because it was a fake story. None of them has ever, no one's ever mentioned this again, right? No one. They have not mentioned this again. Let me ask you this question. I mean, I'm highly favored. I am blessed to say that, I got to be 18, 19 with you. I really did. Yeah. I got to be 18, 19 with you. I'm not trying to, come on here and bloviate all over your channel or anything like that about you or myself. But I would like to say that, when we had those young adult times, that we both felt very confidently in our abilities in everything in every area that we were in. We had a lot of evidence to back up that we should be confident in it. And we had the outside and peer reviews to let us know that we were doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You think that I would have came over your house to play Xbox before we about to go to a beach with girls wearing bikinis?
Nah, probably not.
No, especially as early as the ship ledger and the GPS said that they left. Correct. Right. I'm not coming to your house at 6 o'clock in the morning, knowing we about to get gully all day. And so I'm about to play some 2K with you. I'm cool. Like, especially in 2026, where everything is online and nobody plays on the same game system anymore. You're not playing somebody else's Xbox in 2026. That's not a thing. It's not a thing.
I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't think it's nothing to emphasize, to be honest with you. I mean, if his keys
it's not. It's just context of things that are possible, but highly improbable. You see, in these types of cases, what I like to do, I like to work my way from the most outlandish thing into what it probably is, right? And that's Occam's razor. Occam's razor, however you want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If the most likely scenario is usually the scenario of which the order of operation of things happen. Everyone likes to complicate and conflate things. But if you start stripping all this stuff down and you say, okay, what is this really? Well, you said that it was a complex wheel system. Well, it isn't. It's really just circular metal with rubber on it and air keeping it buoyant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's as simple as you can get. That's the most simplest explanation. The most simplest explanation is that somebody did something to him, because the probability of what they are saying is not very high. So the truth usually lies somewhere in between the most likely scenario and the crazy. If we just go middle of the road this, we can say that he got disposed of accidentally so people can stay safe. That is the most middle of the road scenario. That is not assigning blame, but that is assigning culpability for not reporting something. And that's the shortest, smallest, middle of the road way we can go on allegations.
I think what's most important about finding out who did what is actually getting the truth for the parents, right? The criminal side of it and the legalities of it, I think, are literally more so a side effect. You know what I mean? Like, my main thing is we need to actually, like, we know what happened to Emmett because of the autopsy, and then they actually came out and expressed it, right? They told the truth, but they told the truth after they lived their full lives. You know what I mean? And not all of them.
Yeah, they lived their entire life. She literally lived for less than 36, 42 hours, 48 hours. After she said that, she was not prosecuted. The other guy that was involved before that, he tried to tell before that, on his deathbed, literally. So he waited and tried to absolve himself of any culpability at the very end of his life with less than a few breaths left. Oh, and convinced himself that he's going to get into the kingdom of heaven if he confesses his sins that he held on to for, I don't know, 50, 60 years. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Oh, well, I didn't want to say anything. Why didn't you want to say anything? Because I would have went to jail. Oh, so you didn't want to implicate yourself for the exact crime they were trying to solve that you repeatedly up and down denied that you had anything to do with. You're trying to absolve yourself of that? That's not happening. Look, I don't know what God these people be reading about, but the last time I checked, the one they say they worship is one that burns cities. So,
for sure,
take that with you what you will.
Yeah,
Make your own conclusions up, as everybody else has to. But I know one thing is for sure: you're not trying to let this go. Most of the Black Caucus, as they call us, is not trying to let this go. The celebrities are starting to pick up on this finally, and they're not letting it go. And normally, when these types of things happen, it isn't people conflating an issue. There is a problem because to millions of people, this doesn't make any sense. Now, a lot of the other cases that we've covered, there were some things about them that we was like, well, this one doesn't have that.
Right.
There is no, this one is pretty, hey, what happened to this dude? And y'all, like, if they wouldn't have said, we're all best friends, then maybe I wouldn't have such a bad feeling about this. But the fact that everybody is a best friend and nobody had there's nobody on this earth that I don't have a bad thing to say about. Nobody, because nobody's perfect. The fact that none of them can say anything bad about him, he was a perfect kid. I don't believe he was perfect. I don't believe he was perfect. What are you talking about? Dude's a star athlete. Most people probably hate him.
Yeah. JDL said, we are all good children and we are all God's children and we should be loving and accepting everyone as our brothers and sisters. This racist BS needs to stop already. You ain't gonna like my response to that, JDL.
I got a response for it. Let's all bow our heads in unison and say a prayer for Brother Nat Turner, who they decided to use his manhood pouch as a wallet and eat his testicles and use his body fat to make castor oil and things to make them more potent in the bed with their wives. Let's say a prayer for Brother Nat, everybody. No, stop it. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, stop killing us then. That's simple. Stop killing us. Stop gentrifying our cities. Stop making it impossible for anyone to get ahead. Stop bombing us. Stop planting stuff on us. You know, stop choking us out and asking questions later. Stop having us come up randomly missing. Stop telling people that we put nooses around our necks when all of us are taught this, not to do this as the one thing you don't do to yourself because nobody's going to be able to figure out what happened to you. Come on now. Y'all stop acting like we ain't got black parents and black grandparents. Stop it. Oh, I got a dream that the content of your character, brain matter all over the hotel window. Stop it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what it boils down to, though? Because I get where people be coming from when they be like, oh, like the racist stuff, like we got to do away with it. But it goes back to the analogy I gave you, Tez. If a person that you know and that you close to been a liar for 10 years, and then on the 11th year, they take a vow to never lie again, right, in their life for any reason. They're just going to be a truth teller or silent, right? I asked you, I said, how long would it take for you to start believing the change?
I would never believe anything they say ever again.
Right, and that was your answer. And so you liken it and run it parallel to, okay, this set of people, whether they are from plantation lineage or whether they were just American citizens while this was happening, right? They're from a lineage of hatred, racism, and bigotry and enslaving people, right? So you do that for 500 years damn near, right? And then allegedly you stop. It really just, slavery just got rebranded. But it kind of applies to all Americans now, just disproportionately inconveniences black people in the worst ways. But they stop after 500 years. The plantation version of slavery stops after almost 500 years, right? How long do you think it should take black people in mass to be over that?
You're talking about 30 generations of brown people in the United States.
Yeah.
30,
so like,
not 3, 30 generations.
Right. It would be convenient. I get it. Like for a Caucasian person with a good mind, a good heart, and good intentions for all people of all colors and creeds, it would be very convenient for every brother and sister that you run into to have like that type of forgiveness and grace.
Let me explain this the best way that I possibly can.
But it's not. I'm about to land right now. It's just
Go
not
ahead.
real. It's just not realistic. That's all I'm saying. So, but go ahead, Tez.
Justice for all, equality, civil rights. All of these are terms that were coined by the oppressor. They were not coined by the people who were oppressed. They were coined by the oppressor. So let me ask you a question. Would the oppressor then arm you with the ability to become unoppressed? Or would the oppressor arm you with the hope that you would become unoppressed because it made you easier to manage? And then secondly, justice for all, equality, civil rights, these types of terms, they enable the oppressor to continue oppressing. Because as long as you have an unattainable goal of justice to fight for, they can continue keeping it on your head. Instead, let's focus on the fact that this person is black. Let's focus on the fact that this person is short. Let's focus on the fact that this person is tall or large or very strong or attractive or unattractive. Let's focus on the actual facts, the semantics, the things that we can prove without judgment. If you're 300 pounds, you're a biggin. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
That's objective fact.
Here's a question.
That is not subjective.
Here's a question. Why talk about past years and years ago and not focus on the future? Because it's all still, nothing ever stopped. That's the illusion. That's the veil. That's the smoke and mirrors. Nothing ever stopped. Like slavery it never, like you guys, like.
It just got a new name.
People don't follow history closely. So I want to answer this question without like any type of an emotional response or any type of pro-blackness or nothing. I'm gonna just talk to you about American history. Nothing ever stopped. So when the so-called, let's go after Juneteenth. So after Juneteenth happens and people actually realize that they've been freed and black folks try to go about their lives, you have to realize that there's laws put in place that make like the desecration, not just killing black folks, the mutilation of us publicly was still legal, right? Let's move past that. Then that becomes illegal. Then now it still happens in so-called sundown, bumfuck backwood areas, and you still have to move about carefully because it's illegal on paper, but legal technically because they could do it and get away with it as long as they move a certain way.
Let me ask you, did anybody stop them from doing it?
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So they made it illegal on paper, but it still was damn near legal in certain parts of the country because there would be no ramifications for it happening to you. You
How do you
understand?
stop somebody from speeding?
You patrol them, pull them over, give them a ticket.
Yeah. I mean, and then what happens if they just mash on the gas right as soon as they leave? You can pull them over again, right?
Yeah.
You could pull them over again. But you already gave them one ticket.
Okay.
My whole point is you can make whatever you want illegal. Those are just words.
That's what I'm saying. Because why are we spending so much time with making arrests on the Nolan Wells case? That's what I'm telling you. Like nothing. So I want to answer this question. You said, why talk about the past? Because it's not the past. It's the present. It's the past. And if we don't acknowledge what it actually is, if we keep going for the smoke and mirrors, if we keep looking at things through the lens of the veil or the distortion of the veil, we will never fix the future. Nothing changed. It just got rebranded. If you get caught being black, solo dolo, in the wrong part of this country, they will do you a group of folks that just don't like you, don't know you from nothing. Your skin just the wrong color, right? They will do you dirty in the worst way. Motherfuckers will find you somewhere, and then they got a whole system of people that be like, you did it to yourself. And it happens over and over and over and over again. So tell me what has changed about the past. It is still the now. Why? Because you think because it's less frequent? How closely do you follow the news? It's not really less frequent. Something happening to somebody damn near every day in this country.
They're not reporting everything.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you pay attention to the news nationwide, like I don't know if it's possible, right? I don't know if everybody got the bandwidth.
It is now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some type of AI that can spit you what you're looking for. You know what I mean? But if you pay attention, something getting done to black folks and no justice is being brought for the things that are being done all over the place. And it even goes with it even goes for policing black, what y'all call black on black crime, which is just proximity crime, right? Black neighborhood having crime. So if there's a crime that's done in a black neighborhood by another black person that lives in that neighborhood, right? Neighbors having issues, they don't police that properly either. There's hella black folks that have participated in taking lives that are free, walking the world, and they done caught plenty bodies that just went poorly investigated because they don't care about the black body. So like
we got 4 open cases right now.
Yeah.
4 open cases, 3 bodies, and 1 girl who was severely damaged after getting beat by 3 girls who said they were her friend.
On camera, no conviction.
All of these cases involve a quote unquote black victim and white alleged assailants.
Right?
And guess how many arrests we have?
One case out of the 4.
1 out of the 4. All the other ones, one of them is deemed a self-unaliving.
Yep.
One of them is deemed a self-unaliving.
The girl was so high up in the tree, they had to have a fire department get her down, but she did it herself. That's magic.
Right.
That's magic. She performed magic. You see what I'm saying? So the answer to your question, respectfully, kindly, without me crashing out today, I told y'all I'm keeping my cool. It's not the past. And that's what, and then I got called cynical on my live stream yesterday, talking about how I've never made friends and all that shit like that. But they're like, you're kind of cynical. No, I'm aware. Most people who are conscious, enlightened, and see through the veil, you look at them as cynical because they see both sides. You're taught to look at all the conveniences, exaggerate the conveniences in your brain, and then minimize the inconveniences or look at things that are bad or malicious or savage as one-offs, and they're not. They're very
Can I explain something to all of these Bible thumping people in here?
Oh, some Bible thumpers.
Let me explain this to you Bible thumpers. The reason why you don't understand the significance is because they didn't teach it in your church. The Bible, the Hebrew Bible says, cursed is the man who hangs upon a tree. The reason why they hang people from trees, the reason why they lynch them, is to curse them even in death. Using the Bible.
Yes, DJ.
I am so disgusted with every time someone comes in here and uses the name of the Most High in vain without understanding, reading, or comprehending the word that you say you believe in. This is why I can't go to your church. This is why there can be no fellowship. It's because you don't even know the word that you're talking about right now, except for Jesus loves you.
Yeah.
Yet the very sin, the very curse was heaped upon the Jesus loves you that you tried to tell me about because they hung him from a tree. Yeah, y'all not slick. And I'm not stupid.
JDL said, that broke my heart for the poor woman. Yeah, we gonna cover that too. But no, you right, Tez. Yeah, this person said slavery didn't start in America. I don't think either one of us said slavery started in America. Tez, did you say that?
I don't even know where these people be getting this type of stuff from.
Yeah, I never said it either. But it's okay because we will never hear from this person again. You see how that worked? This shit's simple. You know? Rest in peace. This shit over with. Yeah, he said, are you okay? Bible thumpers are worried about eternal life. Wow, going there is crazy. No, not really. It's not even taboo for us to have that conversation on my platform. See, here on my platform, we don't show up to, like, well, not we, it's my platform. Ted's got his own, and then we collaborate. But neither one of us, we don't show up to make our subscribers comfortable every day. We show up to talk about the reality of things. And the reality of things, sometimes it's blissful and it's awesome to talk about. We reminisce about the good times and life's, amenities and all of that. And then at other times, we have to have a real conversation about a whole bunch of stuff that's really, really messed up about reality. And the fact that people don't lean into those conversations, don't immerse themselves in those conversations, and don't swim around in those conversations is the reason why we don't see real resolution at all. And it's the reason why we have so many ignorant adults. We have a lot of ignorant, and I don't mean ignorant in an insulting way. I mean it by its definition. People who lack understanding and knowledge and information that is pertinent. We have a lot of ignorant adults. And I blame the public school system. The curriculum is ass. I have a college degree and I slap in 85% of school. And I'm not even saying that to brag. I'm just saying that's how easy school is. Like, I only had to pay attention in a couple of courses. And those courses are the skills I learned that carry me today. But the rest of the shit was just fluff and filler. I literally slept through everything.
They make use of your time.
Yes.
Is all of this is by design. Yeah. There is no look, guys. I saw one of the comments that said there's a distinction between the rich class, the middle class, and everybody else. There really isn't, because even when they don't care how much money you have, money's not real. You can get all the money. You can get all the money, and they'll still treat you the same way because of your skin color. They will. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Having money doesn't even make you a ruler. It makes you a bigger target than anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't get to a certain level without doing favors, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It ain't about the money, guys. It's not about the money. There's one fundamental thing that has remained true the entire time since this place has been colonized and defeated. There's one thing that's been true. There is them and there's everyone else. Yeah. You can be part of the poor them, but the poor them even think they're better than the rich thems.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, Ty just said it. Remember, religion is a form of oppression. But that's the thing, Ty. Like, with an audience this big, I'm not gonna go there because people not gonna hear me for real. But yeah, somebody give you the God they want you to have, they got control of you forever. I say it all the time, but everybody just gets so ruffled. I'm like, the only reason black folks have not truly freed themselves from, like, even the systemic oppression is because of Jesus. But don't nobody want to hear it though, because we love us some Jesus. We don't nobody.
They love some Jesus.
As soon as you say it, they so polarized they don't even listen to the rest of the shit that makes complete and total sense. They're cut off. They're turned off.
Oh, he said Jesus, y'all. He's a man of God.
Yep, it's over with. It's over with. They're not hearing nothing else. They can't hear another word you say after that. They're deaf. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is argue and quote their favorite scripture to you. Literally, they can't hear. But
man, all you got to do is add a couple W's and maybe an R, depending on how south you are.
Yeah.
And when you say God, yeah, that make it fall out.
The combination between Jesus and the belief in hell is the reason why black folks are not free, like from systemic oppression. Yep. Yeah. So that's it.
They use to control the poor whites too. They do. They use it to control them. I mean, but nobody wants to have that conversation either.
I mean, most Americans are oppressed. I mean, this whole shit set up like slavery, allegedly. I mean, that's just
you know what the problem is. You know what the problem is. Right, and I'm gonna tell you straight up. And nobody wants to talk about this. But I'm gonna say it today. I'm gonna say it today, Classic.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna say it today. The major problem that we're having is all you poor whites in our chat. Don't act like you got it. You ain't got it. Let's just keep it real. All you poor whites that are in our chats every day telling us about how we need to have the love in our hearts and how we need to just come together and all that and all y'all. The real reason why all of this is still going on is because of y'all. We know what the super rich and the quote unquote ruling class is all about. Y'all know what it is too. But deep down in your hearts, in your pearly white smiling Christian hearts, you think that you're better than us too. And you know that if they're enforcing that you're better than us, that even if you don't have the same money that they do, no matter how much money that we have, you're still going to be better than us. So of course, you want to push that love of everybody, love some good old white Jesus. Let's pass out the coleslaw. Of course you want to do that. Of course you do. And you want to sound so loving and generous while you're doing it.
Yeah.
But every single last one of you doesn't bat an eyelash every time one of our cousins, one of our sons, one of our daughters gets harmed, maimed, or permanently deleted off of this wonderful atonement that we have on planet Earth. Every single time. Well, we got to send prayers and thoughts to the family. But it's not going to bring back JJ.
We got a question, Choco. She said, okay, so you don't believe in Jesus? I don't know how to answer that. Do I think that there was a guy named Yeshua that was here and he was like super lit and dope and very influential and trying to push people towards consciousness? Yeah.
Yes.
Whether or not his mother never had sex, whether or not he was Caucasian, whether or not he, died for anything that got anything to do with me. I don't know those things. What I can say is the teaching of any man that we're supposed to revere and we're told to be like, the teaching of any person, I don't care what name y'all want to use, when being crucified unjustly, which literally was a lynching, right?
Yep.
While being crucified unjustly, his final prayer to technically himself, right? Because he's supposed to be God. So technically it's a conversation with self, technically. But if that's what y'all believe. But his final prayer was for forgiveness of the people who lynched him. That teaching in and of itself will keep black people infinitely oppressed.
Forever.
And anyone who disagrees with that just lacks simple logic. And it doesn't surprise me. I don't mean it in an insulting way, because I understand to be religious, not to believe in God, but to be religious, you have to dismiss a lot of simple logic.
Let me ask you a question, Classic. I'm going to
Yes,
take
sir.
the names out of this, right? And you tell me if this applies to the Jesus story. There was a man who came from humble beginnings. Nobody knows his father. Everyone knows his mother. She worked in the fields. He got an adoptive father, learned to do things with his hands, became a strong boy, and started speaking to the people about salvation and freedom. One day he took up arms and he freed all of his people. And he went from place to place, preaching the good news and freeing them. And they followed him. They even called it an army behind him. Some people might have said those are his disciples. Now let me ask you this question. These same people who will tell you the Jesus story, if Nat Turner mirrored them, why did they lynch Nat Turner?
Well, listen, I can't answer that. That's gonna make me glitch every time. You have to, bro. You can't, bro. They burned crosses in the yard before they pulled you up out your house to do you dirty. Like, it's the oppressor's religion. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, most black folks in America get born into either Islam or a Christian household. Most of them. And the majority, from what we know, Christian is a little bit more common still in America, right? And they get sold on it young. Like, I think the biggest issue, I'm trying to have this conversation without like the emotion in it, because I want people to hear the actual practicality. The issue with black folks and their belief in deities in general is that we are taught religion and belief system before we are taught history. If you learn history first, you won't end up religious.
No, you won't.
You'll end up believing in God. But if you learned history first, I'm talking about while you're still a blank canvas, while you are a child.
You will not believe in religion.
First, you will not end up being religious. You just won't. You'll know too much. But if you learn religion first and you're already sold, you already been in church catching the spirit, you already been in there shucking and jiving, you already been sweating bullets, you already been running through the sanctuary with your eyes closed, you already been drink of the blood and eat of the body, you already been doing that, then you go back then you go back and learn history. It's hard for a lot of people to be like, damn, they got me. It's so hard for a lot of people to feel like that. And I get it. So I don't even push on it. But I'm not going to not say what's true. I'm not going to not say what's true. People could do what they want with that. I ain't telling people what to believe.
Who committed this ancient lynching?
You talking about of Jesus or which one?
Yes, Yeshua.
Wasn't it Pilate now? Didn't Pilate sentence?
They were Romans, correct?
Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant,
okay.
Geography-wise.
They were Romans. Yes, they were Romans.
Who, for real, yeah.
So Constantine came and made Christianity the national religion in Rome and for the Roman state. And they took over the church, called it the Catholic Church. They merged rituals. They merged deities. They merged pagan practices into Catholicism, which is why it's different from Judaism and different from Islam. They merged them into Catholicism. Once they got merged into Catholicism, it became its own religion. This is a sect of a belief now. It is a religion, Roman Catholic, as they call them. So the exact same people who canonized the quote-unquote book that you have these evangelists televangelists, and all these Baptist pastors preaching to everyone all over America and the world even. If it's the same book by the people who lynch, and then the same people continue to lynch, that would lead me to believe that's the same people doing the same pagan stuff that they was doing to the exact person that they brag about lynching. This is a book of not about their conversion to the right way. This is a book of them bragging about their history of doing this to people.
Mm-hmm.
And they took what they wanted from ancient texts to make their own book, aka canonization. They took piecemeal what they wanted, they doctored what they wanted, and then they distributed it to the masses in the digestible form in order to keep people under control. The Roman Empire never ended; it just transformed.
I understand. You know, I understand. It's all a rebrand, bro. That's why I keep trying to tell people. So much like, why you dwelling on the past? I'm like, no, I'm dwelling on the present. This person just asked a question. We gotta tighten up one more Caucasian. I got enough bandwidth for one more Caucasian. Tighten up this live stream, and we're gonna say the rest of the clip for the next one now. This Caucasian said, I said, this Caucasian, hey, look, because he's asking a very Caucasian question. That's why I'm talking about him like that, chat. He said, I think the reason so many black people are hoping Nolan Wells died a more violent. So this is where you fuck up at. Don't start off talking about how so many black people feel. Nobody's hoping that anything happened to Nolan. You know what we hope? We hope that Nolan would have made it to football practice.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That's what we was hoping for.
That would have been great.
That Nolan would have made it to football practice. So that's you already fucked up right there in the dough. But I'm gonna continue. And they hope that he died a more violent and painful death than the evidence suggests is because they don't just hate other races, they hate themselves as well. I will give you this. I do think there's a lot of Americans, period, who suffer from self-hate, period. And that's propaganda hits everybody. Be clear. America is designed like one big-ass corporation, and if you are not a successful, enriched owner, then you are essentially a plantation worker of some sort. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Me too.
It is not a country. It is a business.
It is a business. That's the reality.
I did a whole episode about this. I think we both did. It is not a country. It is a business.
Right. So Americans.
So anywhere else in the world does not function like this.
Exactly. So Americans in general are oppressed people. Melanated Americans are significantly, disproportionately oppressed. That's where the issue comes in. That's what makes the country racist. The country is capitalistic first. So it's green first. It's about that bread first. This country is green, money. Then it's blue, government, law, police, 12, all that shit. And then it's make sure them blacks don't get right. At all costs, make sure the Negroes don't remember what they capable of. Because we did a lot to them. And if they ever get a chance to get on their feet, we don't know whether or not they're going to extend the grace of Jesus that we gave them, the Jesus that we gave them. We could only hope that they give us the grace of that Jesus and don't start moving like Moses.
I have a practical application here, right?
So that's how that goes. Yeah, go ahead.
My practical application is throughout history, all of history, up until modern times, it has been both a blessing and an honor for someone to have a multitude of children. Throughout history, the more kids you have throughout history in all nations, the better your status in life should be. That is literally what we have done. Except in this society, it has become, well, the more kids you have, the less valuable you are, the less fulfilling your life will be. But to the point of where there's a whole generation of us who are, as I call Black Americans, Black people, who don't want to have children at all. Never have them. Not once, not twice, never.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think it would behoove most of us to kind of realize that there has to be a reason why they don't want us to procreate. There just has to be a reason why they don't want us to procreate. What do they have to gain by us not doubling, tripling, quadrupling our numbers every generation. Because at one point in time, that was possible. It was. This is a game that everyone continues to play. And the reason why the game has not been solved is because it is a working model of how to effectively control the people without war, knowing that if you teach them to be docile, that they will never rise up against you because it's distasteful, it isn't peaceful, it isn't the quote-unquote right way to do things. Everybody has been a victim of a psyop for a few hundred years.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I'm willing to, you're willing to, and a few of us, like Brother Nat, who are willing to stand up and say, hey, can't y'all see the forest for the trees? They're trying to get over on us. Ain't no being good. We can't be good. We cannot win. We cannot be good. There is no getting ahead. It's not possible. Right. They'll knock you down as soon as you think you got ahead, and then they'll make you, they'll tell a story. They'll make a movie about you getting back up again after they knocked you down. And it's an inside joke of them laughing about how you got back up again after getting knocked down. Not realizing that the same people telling the story was the ones doing the knocking. Oh,
this dude said over 80 Americans, most of them white, have died by accidental drowning since Nolan Wells did. Lucky for them, their own race isn't wishing a worse death on them. Yeah, that's gaslighting, but I won't be gaslit. The problem is your statement lacks context. Out of those 80 Americans, how many of them have as much fishy shit going on as Nolan Wells' case? So of those 80 Americans, how many of them's friends that were with them had lawyers before their bodies was found? How many of them friends that was with them had their cell phone and didn't take it to their mom and them house? How many of them that was with them didn't go straight to the police station and report exactly what happened? Of those 80 drownings of all white people being together with white people, how many of those situations look really, really fishy? And if they do look fishy, out of any of those 80, they should be investigated. They're probably being investigated harder than Nolan Wells' case is. So again, your statement lacks context. You're attempting to gaslight. I won't allow you to. It actually would be very entertaining if I allowed you to, but I'm just not on that today. I'm chilling. But yeah,
not on Sunday. Not on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm cool. But yeah. I mean, but another day I do that. You know what I'm saying? I get on that. What you Crystal said. These racist tangent seekers are distracting from the topic of the live stream. No, they not. We good. I mean, I'm letting Tez do his thing. You know, he called in to do his 1-2. He's expressing his sentiments, but I do think that there is a time and a place for us to have a full conversation with each other about, you know, a lot of the bullshit that we go for as a people due to the psyops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this ain't like even about white people. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna try to tell you this like this: white people, y'all do whatever y'all want to. It's not to me.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. If every one of us would stood up and said, y'all do whatever y'all want, just not to me. We're not trying to get you to stop doing what you want to do. No, this is not about kumbaya. You keep thinking that we want to get together with you, have picnics, and go do stuff. No, most black people that I know don't care nothing about what white people are doing. Just leave us alone. Let us do what we want to do in peace. Mm-hmm. I want to go if I want to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, I don't want to be bothering while I'm doing it. Stop and frisk makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So you're going to tell me I wasn't in commission of a crime, I wasn't doing anything wrong, but because I'm black, you want to stop and check if I got something in my pocket. Anything in my pocket, anything. Without an idea, anything.
Bradford said something interesting. He said 85% of people missed the point that the tow call was all code talk. Interesting. Those guys tried to cover up Nolan Wells' murder and did it in a bad way. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, this person talking about we hoping. Yeah, we not hoping for that. But yeah,
no, that's conflation. That's conflation all over again.
But again, his lack of understanding of the people that he thinks he understands is why all black folks and all white folks ain't never gonna be kumbaya. That shit just ain't gonna happen, bro. The history is what it is. Like this concept of this utopic world y'all thinking about, that shit not coming. And I think the more y'all embrace that, the sooner you'll start staying away from people that's no good for you and being around people that is good for you. Like stop trying to. I think people integrate to a fault. You integrate to a fault. You got to rub shoulders with somebody.
Over integration.
Yeah, you got to rub shoulders with somebody to get some money that you got. You know, somebody that you have a difference of lifestyle perspectives on. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, you know, their religion or they racism or their belief system, whatever it is. Like I'm here to work and do my job, get my little bread, go ahead back to what I was doing. You should do the same. It is what it is. You got to rub a little shoulders, cool. But the over integration, the going over to Nancy's house with all the other, like, you don't got to do all that shit. And then when somebody turn up fucked up, the benefit of the doubt it end in the worst way. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real. The history of this country does not afford white people the benefit of the doubt from black people. And as a black person, to another black person, the advice is gonna be watch yourself with that shit. You think you accept it over there? You think they're cool, like I've known them forever? Okay, but from one black person to another, we gonna tell you to watch yourself. White people don't appreciate hearing that advice from black people to black people where in public, right? They don't like hearing that advice. It's just like when men give men advice on women and other women can hear it, they don't like hearing man-to-man advice about women. They hate that shit because it sounds like something inconvenient to them. You feel me? If we tell dude like, hey dude, focus on yourself, focus on your purpose. His woman don't want to hear us tell him that. You know what I'm saying? But it's good advice.
No woman wants to hear a guy say it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I do tell women some of these things, mostly because I have a show. Like, if y'all forgot, I do have a show, but mostly because I have a show and they listen to some of the things when we're not talking about, politics or anything like that. And I tell them on the show. I don't hide it. It is way more profitable for a man to gain control over his addiction to women because it's biological. It's a biological addiction. You're pretty much born with it for the most part, especially if you consider yourself, highly sought after. If you can conquer that early, you probably get farther in life. And that's why they pushed marriage so early, is because if you can get married at 20, 21, y'all build, y'all grow, y'all solid together, you get over whatever issues that you might have with someone, then you'll probably go farther in life. Y'all got each other's backs. You got the support. They're not out there chasing it. You're not, doing a whole bunch of extra stuff for attention just so you can get looked at by her, or vice versa. But let's not act like the other one ain't true either. We're not out there running up our numbers, as some might say. We're not doing that. We're able to focus. But nobody wants to hear that. They want to hear that the most important thing in the world is going on a date with a pretty girl. And it isn't. It just isn't. But nobody wants to hear it.
And it's the same thing.
People hate hearing the truth.
Yeah, but it's the same thing when you give advice from one black person to the next in front of white people, right? They're not gonna like some of the advice because it makes them sound a certain way. And just because you're an outlier doesn't mean that you don't fit into the whole, right? Like, I'm a tall, dark-skinned man with locks in my hair. I have a hood on. If I go outside like this, depending on where I'm located, I fit the description of something to somebody. And it's not my fault. I'm college educated, but if I go to certain places, just looking how I look and having the hood on, which ain't nothing illegal about it, I look like I fit the description, right? So what am I supposed to be? So when the police walk up to me, I'm supposed to try to explain to them that I'm not like the other black people. Like, no, they profiling me like how they profile.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like, they're gonna call you a street name. Let's just use one that everybody knows from a movie. You walking down the street, they say, "Hey, oh dog," you say, "Huh?" They turn around and say, "Book 'em, boys, we got 'em."
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
No,
he answered to the name.
I'm gonna just stand right there. Yeah, I'm gonna just stand.
That's my whole point.
But what I'm saying is, sometimes in life, unfortunately, you have to deal with the inconveniences that come with being a part of the group of people that you were part of. Racism is a construct that was created, but it's not going away. So, because it's not going away, there are conveniences and inconveniences that come with looking how we look. And as a Caucasian person who has a heart, a mind, and a spirit for all people and love for all people genuinely, and they not on that racist shit, they still have to deal with the inconveniences of meeting a stoic black man who ain't real high on getting trusting with white folks. You got to deal, if you're trying to penetrate a black person's defenses like that and let them know you're not like the others, there's going to be some some growing pains with that. And you should understand it from a historical standpoint. And if you don't, then maybe you're not as much of a white ally as you think you are.
They said in the audio, so he was asking for it. Well, if that wasn't racially motivated, I don't know what is.
DJ using his membership to curse everybody out, G. He said at R Lawrence, I don't think we got to use the shut the F up button for you two. Black people by and large are hoping nothing nefarious happened, but from the door, ish didn't make sense. These kids lawyered up before Nolan was found. Exactly.
Yeah. So they reported him missing, quote unquote, but then they're the same ones that lawyered up before anybody found him. That doesn't make sense, y'all. I wonder if he's okay. They never even said that. Literally, the body was found. Wait. What body? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Whose body? Your best friend? That's not what you would say. Nope.
Yeah. Hey, Major P said, I'm telling you, bro, agents are in your chat. Man, they've been in here. You think, man, they watching all this. They watching, but I mean, it don't matter. Everything under surveillance. What you picking and choosing who to pay attention to? Like, they watching everything, bro. They tapping. The phones is listening to us. The streets got cameras all over the place. The whole shit on privacy been over with. So you might as well just do what you gonna do, G. Just rock out. Privacy been over with. You know what I'm saying? The freaking government, what me and Tez ain't on here talking about what we really could be talking about. So they ain't got to worry about us. We not activated. Because the conversation that we could be having with our Negroes, you feel me? They done already done some folks a disservice for trying to have that conversation and getting too many people in alignment. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to put your life on the line at that point? Because it's a different conversation I could be having. Yeah, Major P said, I know you. Facts. Yeah. It's a different conversation we could be having. I'm keeping it cool today. Let's see. They got all this monitoring and can't find the children. Exactly. Y'all investigating our YouTube channel, but y'all let Jeffrey Epstein eat babies for years.
Classic.
Come on. Niggas' priorities fucked up, ain't it?
They liked him.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Y'all let him be a real life vampire for years. Y'all priorities fucked up. JDL said, and they took down all of their social platforms. Absolutely, shit been fishy from the dope. But yeah, we gonna wrap it up, man. We not gonna stay on this too long because we could literally sit here and talk about this literally all day long. It's a shit ton of people here. Some people dropped off, but we know what that is. The hate watchers gotta go. You know what I'm saying? We want the real to stick around. Major P said exactly. Shout out to my new member. Shout out to my mod. Shout out to everybody I know the mods was working hard today. Indigenous Girl said facts. Hold on. Yeah, but shout out to y'all, man. And shout out to Tez for calling in and giving his POV. Appreciate you keeping it cool. A little mild crash out today. Nothing major, though. Nothing too crazy. We trying to, we can't, because when we start...
Dr. Umar be watching our show, bro. That's why. He be watching our show and he ain't giving us prompts.
I'm sure he do, but you know what I mean? Umar the type that'll come on your platform, though, bro. Don't put it past him, for sure.
I'm not talking crazy. I'm saying, hey, I want you on the show. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. I ain't fighting him on this. I'm glad that he put the message out there. I'm just saying he did it a couple of weeks later than we did.
Yeah, he did. He a little late, but he had. If you watch the full interview, he had some small details wrong, which lead me to believe he got his information from a few different places. Because I'm like, if he was just flat, because I felt that way too. But if he was just flat out watching us, he would have had certain things right. Like he said that he told Javon's mom never to go to some people's house that late at night by yourself again. But she pulled up like 8 deep. Warren said that. So that let me know like certain details he missed. DJ said they're not accepted, they're tolerated. And then Kiki said, let them know you are waiting for the discovery process in their law. That's what I'm trying. Yeah, discovery work 2 ways. That's a 2-way street. You know what I'm saying?
2-way street. It's called counters too.
Yeah, hey, that's a 2-way street. That's why you think they not suing people. They sending cease and desist. They not suing. Because when you sue for real, you open yourself to be countersued. And once that happens, it's discovery time. Shit open.
Cease and desist don't even matter.
Yeah,
like, we ain't got time to talk about them, but they don't matter.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why they not suing for real. They start sending out actual lawsuits, you gonna start finding out shit about them as well. So yeah, enjoyed this conversation, my guy. Most definitely will be tuned back in. Stay safe, black people, for sure. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the new subs.
Yep.
We on the road to 10K, so everybody subscribe. And also, if y'all like the channel and y'all happy to be here, I'm happy to have y'all. Share it to y'all homies, too, that y'all feel like being a part of this community, too. We talk about a lot of stuff on here. Right now, Nolan Wells is very heavy on our minds and our hearts, and it's heavy in the content. But I still do my relationship streams. I'm bringing back my Queen Codes panel this Thursday, so I'm getting the ladies ready for that. We got some different things going on. Tez got his news. He got his nightcap show that runs very, very late at night for the people that are night owls. Tez be streaming like 11 a.m. to like 2 a.m. damn near with our homie In Too Deep. Sometimes I join him on there. We got a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, Tez has his own channel. I have my own channel. We collab on some things, but I know some people be thinking like this is our channel, but no, Tez has his own channel. So make sure y'all go to the Tez Down because his content is uniquely different from mine, and that's just true. So and Shanti said, "Great live, Kingdom. Appreciate it." And then said they are going to have to prove that your statements are not true. Absolutely. Indigenous sent the heart. You wrenched up, Indigenous. Appreciate you. AJ said classic fire. Appreciate you. But yeah, we about to wrap up. You know my final message is always the same. Matter of fact, before I get out of here, let me play a couple of jams, and then we gonna cut out. I'm gonna play a couple songs, man. I think today, because of the trolls that we had and some of that energy in there, let's play Away From Me. Let's get the bad energy out of here. Y'all can stretch while we do this, and just use this as a what they call it, what's the word, Ted? It's not an affirmation. A mantra. Use this as a mantra.
Yeah, it's a mantra. Yeah, mantra.
Yeah. Let's get that energy up out of here.
Yeah. Classic. I'm only gonna do this once. Bad energy. Keep it far away from me. Don't do no talking and turn. I go to grind when I can't sleep, accepting the crumbs no more. Remember the times when I couldn't eat. Classic. Heart racing. Remember the times when I couldn't breathe. Been a minute, know they want me to talk. Took a minute, had to learn how to walk. Greece trip, I was walking it off. Mediterranean, swimming in salt. 3 yachts, cause I opened the vault. Meatloaf, put the island on pause. Mountaintop, fireworks going off. Yes, abundantly blessed. Still working like I'm under duress. Still can talk like I sit at the desk. I overwhelmed, you underimpressed. If I gotta slide, I'm making a mess. That's why I pray for respect. I'd rather be labeled a threat than somebody you could play to the left. On a mission to win, I had a couple of friends that I had to lose. Some of the lines are thin, they come to picking a side, you gotta choose. Breaking your stride, I busting a move. Slanted they try, I'm sucking my tooth. Calling my ops and making a truce, they had to go, I gave them the boot. Ain't wishing you well, I can't even root. Ain't wishing you hell or hoping you lose. Ain't wishing you nothing or speaking your name at all. But you cannot tell the same truth. The people was feeling like dragging my name through the mud, and the people came to you. There was a different type of pain from you. Out of all the people you should've knew. Bad energy, keep it far away from me. Don't do no tossing and turning. I go to grind when I can't sleep, accepting the crumbs no more. Remember the times when I couldn't eat. Heart racing, remember the times when I couldn't play in your face. Feelings change, they stay in your face. Why? Play with your name, trying to play the blame game. I don't want to play. Feeling some type of way. What you want me to say? You could be on your way. I ain't lost nothing that was supposed to stay. Pray to God, but it shake their way. On a new mission, had to pivot. I've been moving different. Yeah, I must admit it. Clearer vision, moving with persistence. Gotta be consistent. No time for tripping, clock is ticking. Gotta go and get it. Ain't got no time to sit around and worry about no feelings. I gotta go, I'm CEO. I gotta handle business. No, I ain't paying for no nails. My blades 850. I got some things I'm trying to scale and you ain't coming with me. How you take it from me while you claim you running with me? You can't be done with me and acting funny with me. You can't be talking about me while claiming you keep it 100 with me. Let me help you out from here on out. You ain't nothing with me, but I suggest you watch your mouth before this gets bad energy. Keep it far away from me. Don't do no tossing and turning. I go to grinding when I can't sleep, accepting the crumbs no more. Remember the times when I couldn't eat. Heart racing. Remember the times when I couldn't breathe.
Shit, hey Tez, we can run them back to back, man. Let's go.
Right? Let's do it.
It's a different energy when I'm in H-Town.
Shout out to the homie Too Tight, the first
Texas,
member
right?
ever on the channel, Too Tight. This is shit right here.
Let's go.
I'm just trying to tell my truth and make some millions listen to it. All the faith come from all the work, and yeah, I'm getting to it. A lot of DJs said they play my tracks and then they didn't do it. Homies said they had my back and then they didn't do it. I'm just trying to tell my truth and make some millions listen to it. All the faith come from all the work, and yeah, I'm getting to it. A lot of DJs said they play my tracks and then they didn't do it. Homies said they had my back and then they didn't do it. Homies said they had my back and then they didn't do it. What's the point of having the same script if we ain't sticking to it? Never seen a baddie that I wanted and I ain't kicking to her. She lying if she saying that I didn't do it. It be ops all in the space, act like they friends to us. Sniff out a snake, I see a snake, I snake skin boot him. He ain't really want the hands when we was into it. She called her kin, I wouldn't do that, all my friends stupid. They didn't do it. No, they didn't do it. They don't keep their word. They tell you send it, then don't listen to it. Lie and tell you they gon' blend you with the mix into it. When you approach them, got excuses why they didn't do it. I'm just trying to tell my truth and make some millions listen to it. All the faith come from all the work, and yeah, I'm getting to it. A lot of DJs said they play my tracks and then they didn't do it. Homies said they had my back and then they didn't do it. I'm just trying to tell my truth and make some millions listen to it. All the faith come from all the work, and yeah, I'm getting to it. A lot of DJs said they play my tracks and then they didn't do it. Homies said they had my back and then they didn't do it. Yeah, homie had my back, a knife into it. It involved a woman? Yeah, he let the light skin do it. Bro, to tell you anything, these goofies buying into it. Don't believe in second chances, so I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. Manifested what I wanted into, now I'm into it. Until I'm dead, like I said, ain't no end to it. I'm wearing red, gave my blood, sweat, and tears to it. Hold down, toes down, I put 10 to it. Fold now, no sir, I'm out here getting to it. I'ma make them all regret that they didn't do it. When they didn't do it, didn't do it. I'm just trying to tell my truth and make some millions listen to it. All the faith come from all the work, and yeah, I'm getting to it. A lot of DJs said they play my music, then they didn't do it. Homies said they had my back, and they didn't do it.
Are you making another beat, Daddy? And Genius is my dad.
This Chicago, nigga.
Classic. I'm only gonna do this once. I need it, I want it, I'ma go get it. Waiting on nothing, I'ma go get it. Losing ain't an option, I'ma go get it. Stay ready, I ain't never gotta go get it at all. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Let's get it. Go get it. Go get it. Handling business, trying to handle more business. More business. Snowball effect, now you see the momentum. Momentum. The haters never die, gotta build a resistance. Can't feel it. They'll tell you your goals is 1 in a million. Like, I ain't 1 in a million. Moving these mountains, relocating buildings. Go get it. Stand on your work and spare us your feelings. No, don't wanna hear it. A man of his word, don't scream me the realest. Classic. You can look in my eyes and see that I'm fearless. Go get it. I'm the one you beat down and chose to let live. You gon' wish that you killed them. Yeah. I'm cut a little different. I took your best shots. I'm built from resilience. Be careful in corporate, some white people cool and some of them pilgrims. Real life. Stack what you can, stick to your plan, empower your children. Go get it. I need it, I want it, I'ma go get it. Waiting on nothing, I'ma go get it. Losing ain't an option, I'ma go get it. Stay ready, I ain't never gotta go get it. Go get it. Let's get it. Go get it. Let's get it. Go get it. Go get it. No elevator, I'm elevated. No jewelry on, I'm decorated. Don't want her unless she melanated. When I'm dealing dick, I'm segregated. I'm hugging trees, God is nature. I'm in the grass, I'm meditating. I'm working hard on the daily. My latest always come from lately. This baddie with me ain't my lady. Supporting all my aspirations. Support system armed and dangerous. All alone, nobody makes it. And Genius got the bass shaking. I'm going nuts and notes, Quaker. I could rap for free all day. At the end of the day, I'm about my paper. Number 1, my destination. Highland Park, 7 acres. The tree line for isolation. I ain't trying to see the neighbors. Mansion talk, manifestation. I ain't trying to hear no hating. I ain't trying to make no statement. I'm living life the way I made it. I need it, I want it, I'ma go get it. Waiting on nothing, I'ma go get it. Losing ain't an option, I'ma go get it. I need stay ready, I ain't gotta go get it. I ain't wait, go get it. Let's get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. I need it, I want it, I'ma go get it. Waiting on nothing, I'ma go get it. Losing ain't an option, I'ma go get it. Stay ready, I ain't gotta go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Yeah. They gon' say a lot. Stay on your course, stay on your path, stay determined, stay motivated. Go get it. The legal way, the easy way. Easy.
Hey, James said this so fire. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. That's it, man. Let's get up out of here, man. We going to be right back tomorrow. You know what it is with me. It's every day. So, look, if we don't do nothing else, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah.
Why you ain't say nothing? I'm only gonna do this once. You always knew I'd make it. Even in the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? You believed in me the whole time, for real? Yeah. I couldn't tell. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times, couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something. Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say nothing? 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 You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Put that on my soul. Oh no. They ain't hungry no more when it's time to eat crow. Or farming, I'm enhancing my glow. Ain't gon' argue with you about what I know. Photo album, all I'm seeing is ghosts. Had to remodel from pillar to post. Said what I said, I ain't come here to argue. You said congratulations, should've said sorry. Got it, now you won't be part of the party. Your access denied, I'm sorry, not sorry. When I needed air, niggas wouldn't have farted. Now they pulling up and thinking we solid. Now I'm on the phone talking $1 million topics. Up early, Zoom call out to Abu Dhabi. Don't answer my phone if it's gonna be about gossip. I don't really care, everybody got problems. That's why I be sharing my woes. Letting y'all know it's okay, you can come up from the bottom. Scraping, scratching, clawing. Before I start running, I started with crawling. Before I got balance, I started with falling. Started with broke before I ever was balling. Started with hope before ever reward. They ain't show up till I became important. You was around me from the beginning. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Seen them hard times, couldn't kill me. Why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't say nothing? Stages on moon getting bigger. Now you wanna say something? Been watching my story all winter. Why you ain't say